Remember
Taco
that time we were
rocking.
like,
Air.
hey, we should start this up right after Adepticon, and then we didn't because had things to do.
So many things.
It is
Oh my
all
god.
good to go. So, all right.
Oh,
What
yo.
about you, Anthony? You're like champion of the universe.
Man. Things are okay, man. It was a good break,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, first we had to figure out what we were
Um,
doing, and then
yeah,
we changed that like 2 or 3 times, and then now we're just doing something.
we're just doing something. It's just good to be with you guys, honestly.
Yeah.
It's been a while. You
It
know?
has.
Yeah,
Should be
I
good.
got to see Dallas just a few weeks ago at Gen Con, but other than
Oh,
that,
yeah. Oh, wait, you didn't see each other at Gen Con?
no, I did
We
see
did.
Dallas briefly, and I saw
Oh,
Aaron
okay.
briefly
Yeah.
as well because I was teaching so many classes.
We were all so busy. Everybody was
Yeah.
busy.
I've yet to go to a Gen Con.
It's
Never been there before.
absolute pandemonium.
It's madness, man.
Imagine.
They have the biggest vendor hall you've ever seen. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Can imagine.
If you don't walk out with at least 5 games, you didn't go Gen Con, right?
No. And like I think the best way, or the way I choose to describe Gen Con, is that like every game that's ever been made gets played at Gen Con every year.
That's true.
It's like if you can imagine what that would be like, that's what Gen Con's like.
And then the rest of the people.
Yeah, but it's everything, right? It's like card games and board games and tabletop, everything.
Card games, board games, miniature games, RPGs, just everything. Yeah.
One day.
Got painting classes.
At Gen Con, there's no such thing as a dead game.
No.
Did you guys Matt, are you still judging the competitions?
What?
The Gen Con
not at
competition?
Gen Con.
Oh,
No.
okay.
I actually entered this year.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay. What'd you enter?
I won my category. I entered the open category. I can show you the
Okay.
piece if you want.
Yeah, let's see. Check it out.
So,
your
Dogma
piece
48
from
piece.
your piece from what's his face? The
Dogma.
Dogma, yeah. That's pretty
So it's like the creation of the universe. This like cosmic being is pouring out the stuff that makes the universe out of this black hole.
Yeah.
Just pouring one out for all the homies.
Yep.
That background looks like a photo.
No, it's all hand painted.
Pretty cool, dude.
Yeah, that's super.
Thanks.
Rad.
Yeah, it's gonna be part of a series. I'm doing a series of this, so that's what I'm working on when I can find the time. Right now, I'm doing a lot of sculpting to get the other pieces done.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I can get started painting before too much longer.
Awesome.
I'm doing a lot of other stuff, including this, and some work for Dallas's colleague Tony. And yeah.
Nice. What do you? Can you say what you're painting for Tony? Any?
No, it's
not even the game system.
It's a box art. It's for Star Wars.
Okay. Cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
So
So
who's
that's
next? What's Aaron doing?
Everything.
What you been doing, Aaron?
Getting ready for Nova. Doing stuff for Tony. Doing stuff for Scott over at Shadows of Broom. So like, there's a little bit of everything.
Scott?
And then trying to mow my lawn in between horrific rainstorms and heat. So if it's either raining or it's too hot to mow the lawn, and then my yard gets like 3 feet tall, and then it takes years to mow it. So that's been exciting. But yeah, just super busy. I got to go to the Adepticon staff party. I guess they have it one. They like fly out all their staff people, which is pretty amazing, to Chicago, and they just stay there and they hang out at Hank's house, and it was a lot of fun. And
Okay.
that's where I found out
Where's
that
Hank live?
the guys over at Adepticon really don't like Dallas. They said like exactly that. They were like, in fact, they knew I knew him, and no, I'm just kidding. They love Dallas. They're like, I was actually I didn't know you guys were like all that close. Like, Hank is a crackhead, like for sure. He's so awesome.
I keep on the down low.
Yeah.
I keep on the down low.
Yeah. Well, I didn't realize that you had a part in helping out make the Adepticon spray team colors.
The what?
So the Monument Adepticon spray team color set, Dallas helped with that.
Oh yeah,
'Cause I was
yeah.
like,
Okay.
dude, I know Dallas made that orange. I just know it. And because Jason was there, and he's like, oh yeah, and he helped create the whole Adepticon thing. I was like, well, I like that set a lot too, so that makes sense. But so that was like super fun, just hanging out with them, eating super good food, and then I taught a couple classes. Elizabeth Beckley was there; she taught a couple classes too, and so it was pretty awesome.
James Wappel?
Well, yeah, well, of course Wapple was there. They went and got him. I don't think he ever stopped painting. He literally got in the car with Trevor and just painted the entire way to Hank's house, and then because I think it was like an hour or two drive,
Ooh.
and then yeah, but yeah, that was awesome. I mean, super good people, had a lot of fun. Hank's garage is like he could open a Legion store, I think, if he wanted to. He has so much stuff in there. Just like boxes of unopened stuff, like just everything, and then all the stuff he has opened, and like it's just like he's just getting to it all, right? He had like 8 3D bamboo 3D printers just going the entire time we were there. So like he's just cranking out terrain for Adepticon and for himself and whatever. It was the ultimate man cave. Let me put it that way. So
Awesome.
yeah, super cool.
Yeah,
I'll be back. Give me a sec.
That group that works to get all those Adepticon tables ready for the show, they put in so much hard work and dedication to bring that show to life and to make sure everybody's got just beautiful tables to play on. Like it's amazing what that team does. And like I have the unique privilege of being able to like kind of watch and see how
the madness
it works over there. Yeah. And I get to see it progress over here. And this is like, man, just like, 20 people converge on Hank's house like multiple times a year, and
he said he does at least 3 of those where it's working weekends, and of course I volunteered because it's hard work obviously, but it's just kind of fun making all that terrain. Like we did it for Broadside Bash in San Diego for years, John and I, and so anyways, I volunteered. I don't know if I'll even be available to do it, but I definitely volunteered, but it's like they are way over the top, when it comes to that. Like they go far and above what they like a normal con would need or would even have to do. He doesn't have to do all that stuff, and he does, and that's what makes Adepticon really. Just super cool. But so that's what I did. What have you been up to, Dallas?
Work and got to go down to Vegas to the FFG did the Star Wars Galactics Championship, which is the big tournament for Star Wars Unlimited, right. And I got to go down there and hang out for that. We did some demos of Legion and Shatterpoint. We did a paint take. I hung out and like I painted and stuff, and then immediately following that, we went straight into Gen Con. But so like been busy couple weeks, and then just work too.
Yeah,
trying to get some stuff painted for myself. I might actually maybe I'll finish Phoenix tonight. Maybe I don't know.
Sweet. Yeah, luckily they sold out at my local game store, so I haven't been forced to buy it yet, but. But I will. The first day it's there, I'm gonna pick it up. But that's kind of how I work it. It's like, okay, that's the universe telling me it's not time yet.
Yeah.
But
especially when you have so many projects, you're just like you know you don't have time for it, but you still want to start it, so you got to get it right now.
Yeah, for sure. So
I bought a whole bunch of miniatures. Like I'm just like I don't have time to start this, but I need them now because what if I do want to start them?
yeah.
What if I suddenly get the time?
So it was really weird at Gen Con this year because Liz didn't go this year. She's watching our niece during the week, so she just stayed at home this year. And for the first time, I actually had to like talk to people. That sounds really weird. I talk to people, but Liz does a lot of diversion because Liz is a lot more fun to talk to than I am. So I just bury my head and keep painting. And this time it was like, holy cow, I've been talking so much. Super crazy. I imagine that's
I
kind
saw.
of how it is at your booth, Dallas. Like just the floods of people that come by and just want to chit chat.
Yeah, dude, it was nonstop, and and of course me, I'm happy to stop painting
Yeah,
and like talk to people. Like it, like I try to do it at the same time, right? I'm like painting and talking. But yeah, we were busy. People were just coming by, like we were doing demos at the Asmodee. Asmodee has like a big, almost like a compound at Gen Con, right?
yes, they have their
And
own
so
Gen Con.
yeah, it's like you got to come inside to see all the different things almost. And we had a little section there, right? We were doing demos, and people could come by and like chat. It was really nice. We had a lot of people I hadn't seen in years, right? Just coming up and like people I've never met before, just coming up and just being like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm painting a miniature." And they're like, "Oh my gosh!" And then getting little tips and tricks to get them started. Just giving people the confidence, right? There's a lot of people that just I've never painted a miniature before, just being like let me show you how stupid this is, right? Like this is what happens when you mess up. And they're like, "Oh, I was afraid if I messed up, it was ruined." I'm like, you can't ruin a
Yeah,
miniature. You only make it unique.
I had a super embarrassing thing happen. so so this guy walks up with his girlfriend and he's like, "Hey, I just wanted to say hi," and we started chit chatting about painting and stuff, and then he goes, I thought it was really cool. You like followed me on Instagram because you liked my apocalypse, and I was like, no way. I painted the box art for that. He's like, yes, I know that. I know you did, and he was like super excited. And so I was like, he's like learning commission painting, the industry and stuff, and I love talking to other commission painters because we all make the same mistakes,
Oh
and
yeah,
it's like really good to just talk to them and kind of get their head on straight and be like, you can do this, but here's some tips, and so
yeah.
we're talking, and then it kind of circled back around the Instagram thing, and I was like, and he was kind of getting him and his girlfriend were getting ready to leave, and so in my mind, what I wanted to say was, I follow a lot of people. I mean, if basically if you're a painter, I'll follow you. Like, especially if you like something of mine. Like I try to whatever. And but I worded it. If you're even an average painter, because I didn't want to. I wanted it to sound like you didn't have to be a really good painter for me to follow you. Like because there's a lot of people like that. They're just like, there's no way this person's gonna friend me or something because they're just on this other status or whatever. And there is no status. It's just everybody's the same, right? And you're painting
Exactly.
your
Yeah.
miniatures. That's good. So I said, even if you're just I'll friend you even if you're an average painter. And he just goes, thanks, and walks away. And and all of a sudden I was like, oh my gosh, it sounded like I just totally like gave him a diss, and it wasn't that at all. I was,
Oh no.
what I should have said was like, you're an above average painter because he was, and but I would have friended you even if you were average, it doesn't matter, but it just didn't come out that way, and I feel so like to this day I feel bad about it because I'm like he probably walked away and he's
That's so
like oh
funny.
thanks. So anyways, I hope one day he sees this video and he knows that I didn't think that, but and maybe he didn't take it that way, but that's the way I took it. So I'm like, oh my gosh, can't open my own mouth. Hey, we got Anthony back.
Get the timestamp so you can send the
Yeah,
VOD.
that's right.
Anyways,
Anyways,
Look, if your foot doesn't fit in your own mouth, what are you even doing?
Yeah, exactly. My foot firmly fits in my mouth, so I know.
Well, you can find him on Instagram and tag
Yeah,
him,
he's got-
and if he's not your friend anymore, you know that you offended him.
Matt knows all the
I
secrets.
met my hero at Gen Con, and he turned out to be a jerk. Oh, crap.
Yeah, that'd be
Lord.
so funny. He's got a picture. He's got a picture of Aaron painting.
Yeah.
He just holds it like
Yeah,
Wolverine.
what a jerk. Yeah, hopefully he didn't think that, but I don't know. The way he said thanks was kind of like, thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
Thanks, son.
And then, of course, like stuff's happening, so I can't run after him. Like, come back. Don't leave me. So, anyways. So Anthony, entered any painting contests lately, or?
There was some painting competition I think last year, something like about the worthy or something.
Super
I don't know,
amateur level.
but it was it was okay. It was alright. No, that was So winning the worthy, getting the best of show at that competition was a highlight of my painting career.
Pretty amazing.
Rigged.
It was it was really special because I don't know, like it's something about like that like both Dallas, you, Liz, Ben, you guys have very unique like perspectives on what makes something like a really cool artwork, right? And I think that I don't know, like it was really hard. I didn't know which way it would go, really. John Ho's piece was like amazing. It was really cool. And it was just kind of what stuck with the judges, and so I was really honored to win, and there's a lot of really cool entries that year. So yeah, it was a cool experience. I think everyone should enter. I think it's a great competition.
I think the best part about that contest entry was you entered your models and then came over to the event we were having and realized you needed those models to play with, and you had to go unenter them and then play in the showdown, which was amazingly fun. I thought that
yeah.
Like, wait,
that
where's
was
my
great.
miniatures? Oh, I entered them already.
I know. It was so it was that was cool. The showdown was awesome. So I did win the best in category for the squad with the Wolverines, and then best in category for the single, which is Jean Grey, and then she won the best of show. So now I am working on I'll do a duel and see if I can get a hammer for that. So
Sweet.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
we'll see.
Yeah, those models are gorgeous, and the fact that you played with them is even better. I know every Golden Demon I ever won, the model's been played with at least once, and in some cases multiple times. Because I figured, okay, it already did its work. Like, who cares now? Luckily, I didn't damage them because then I sold them to Verka's Vault.
So Matt and Dallas will get a kick out of this. So another really like formative part of my painting journey was winning Grandmaster from Lock and Load. I painted that Morvana on like a big cliff thing with like skeletons coming out, and so that one Grandmaster that year, and I was playing with it at Adepticon like the next year, and this is like a tournament at like 3 a.m. I was so tired, and like knocked her off of a hill, and she totally broke.
Oh no!
So yeah, there's that.
Yeah, that happens sometimes.
It happens.
Yeah. It's all part of it, though. Part of the fun. Shoot.
He just dropped his next entry.
I mean, my poor Spider-Man versus Goblin I made for the Worthy 2 years ago. That poor thing took a hit. It's a little damaged.
The comic one? The comic book one?
Yeah.
Dude, what happened to it? I love that. That's like one of my favorites.
This just got bumped and like it's got a couple little cracks. It just needs to be fixed. It's what it is. It is what it is. It's not for anybody but me, right? It's mine.
I love that. Yeah, that's such a nice piece.
Good time.
Are you gonna do another Spider-Man vignette, Dallas, this year? Because you did the Sandman last year. That was pretty sweet.
I did do a Sandman. Currently, I don't have an idea for anything.
Gotcha.
And I have this project that I'm obviously not even working on yet because I'm not even painting what I'm going to be playing in the showdown between y'all. Because I'm not quite ready to show what the scenario is and all that. But if I could find time, I don't want to force something, right? If I don't have an idea, I'm not going to force it, right?
Yeah.
That's always a bad idea.
Yeah.
So I've been forgetting to look at the chat. So Awkward Panda says they're actually planning on doing a worthy piece this year. They don't know what they don't know what they're going to do. Just trying to narrow it down.
Yeah.
So Dallas, what's a lock on the worthy this year? What model should people be painting to
get an unfair advantage?
Yes, and we're all about that.
It sounds like some Anthony kind of conversations.
Yeah. That's for off the stream. Just kidding. Just kidding. I'm really hoping it's Spider Ham though.
Man, what would be a worthy winning Spider Ham look like?
I think it's calling your name, Matt.
Yeah, maybe I should be a Spider Ham.
I think you could do something like I mean he's tiny, but like that doesn't mean you can't be impressive. I think you could do something with him like breaking through the fourth wall, like really messing with some multiverse stuff, like having him like reposing him and having like multiples of him like through different like universes and stuff like that. Like
kind of cool.
See, I speak to Dallas, so everyone on stream,
just take my ideas. That's what I just painted up. I think Matt, I think you'll appreciate this. At Gen Con, I was saying, and I actually painted up Spider Ham.
Yeah,
awesome.
I love that.
And then I painted up Spider Noir in the Zorn palette.
Dude, I love, Spider-Verse stuff. It's so good.
And then I was like thinking, like, I kind of want to do another one of these, but I want to take Spider Noir's hat and cover up this ear, and then paint him in black and white. So like a little Noir pig.
That would be cool.
That would be sweet.
I think
but Matt, Aaron and Matt, are you guys thinking about entering something this year?
I don't know.
Yeah, if the idea comes to me that I'm just like, man, I gotta do that, I'll definitely do it. I had one, but
you did have one.
I did have an idea, but it involved a model that I might not be able to use, so I have to rethink.
Was it a Space Marine, Matt?
No, I wanted to do one based off one of the models from the Adepticon Showdown last year. But,
I got you.
Yeah, I could. It's not released, so
you could.
Yeah, that would
be.
That'd be a little
on or whatever.
for people.
Yeah.
Scott Random wants to know if you guys do any online competitions, Dallas.
Currently, we do not, and we do not have any plans for online competitions.
Okay.
We do like to showcase from time to time what people are doing online, but not a competition. I think there's a lot of logistical reasons for that.
It's a lot.
I personally don't enter them. I don't know. I'm not in a hurry to enter a ton of competitions. It's just more about when I've finished something that I really, really like, I'll bring it to a competition. But not every piece I do falls into that, and that's okay.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Yeah. I know.
I've been having conversations recently, because I haven't entered a competition in a long time, and you know, it's kind of interesting because I haven't really like that was kind of like the point of the Spider-Man versus Goblin and then Spider-Man versus Sandman. It was just a weird like coincidence. It was two Spider-Mans in a row. Like it's just what called to me, right? But like I hadn't really stretched those like competition muscles. And like for me, I look at those and I'm like, I didn't stretch. Like I didn't I'm like, did I stretch? Like so there's like been that little like I kind of want to really stretch. So that's kind of I think why like Anthony, your question was, am I going to do one for this year? I don't know because it's got to be the right thing. So like my brain goes in that full like tunnel vision, like I have to see it fully realized instead of being like I'm doing this, and so what can I do to do it?
The
oh no,
picture's
this is the
clear,
idea.
Like, yeah,
you
got some passion.
Yeah, like for me, I don't want to just
paint a model. Like it's okay to do that for a competition, but it's like I want to have a like really good idea and like and bring it all the way to fruition and see it come to life. You know.
Yeah.
See it come to life like I can see it in my head. You know.
For sure.
Those ideas don't just like grow on trees. They don't just come around. You know. You gotta foster them and really make sure that you're doing something that you're gonna want to bring to, you know, have it go to the distance and everything.
Well, the other side of that is also the old I'm an idea guy, and I'm a firm believer in like everybody's an idea guy. Like everybody's got ideas, but it's that last part you said, that being able to bring it to fruition, like and fully realizing, putting in the time, putting in the hard work, putting in the fails to get to a finished product is more important than. It sounds like I'm being contrarian, but I'm not.
No, I like that's not contrary at all. Like that's definitely like, you know, once you do have a good idea, you got to make sure that's a good idea. Then once you do have a good idea, you have to be like, well, that's nice, you know, like that's an idea, but if you didn't do anything with it, it's pointless, you know.
Yeah, it's pointless.
Yeah. So I like to not even tell people what the idea is, you know, because it's not done yet. And if I tell people, then it's kind of like, oh, well, I guess I did something with that, but I told people about it. It's like it's not the same thing as I actually put in the work. So.
And the fostering the idea, I like that you said fostering the idea, right? Because like part of the idea is the cultivation and being like, okay, so I start on it and I'm 20% done, and I sit back and I evaluate the idea and like, oh, learning how to be like that doesn't work, or getting feedback from somebody that you respect and understands what you're working on, being like, Matt, what do you think? And Matt going, well, dude, what is this whole left side doing? And me being like, instead of me being like, nah, you don't see my vision, being like, oh, I see what you're saying, like cultivating that idea, building it, nurturing it, like trimming off the bad branches to let the good branches grow, right?
Yeah, like pruning it down. You know, you can have like a really big idea, but it can sometimes that idea can be even better if it's actually like smaller, you know, and more condensed. And just
that was so many feedbacks at the Worthy was like, you had this beautiful idea, but if you would just trim it 5, 10, 15%, and like it would have sang, right? Would have sang.
Focus. But yeah, I think that's a really important aspect, you know, is getting feedback, and taking it. I mean, you don't have to implement everyone's feedback, but you know, but it's helpful to hear other people's what they have to say, and it can really, maybe it can hit like a blind spot that you had. And so I do want to thank you, Matt. Like you did give me some really good feedback on my Jean Grey as well too. You know, that was really helpful.
Yeah, no problem, man.
Yeah, but then when it comes to like artistics, like what you're trying to achieve as well too. Well, that's, you know, like this is something I want to talk about with my Chicago painting folks too. You know, it's like you can give. It's hard. It's, you know, like it's harder to give someone feedback about their artistic vision about a piece because it's their artistic vision. You know what I mean? But you can say like, well, the choice that you made here isn't really quite getting to it. You know. And then that might help the, you know, person make different choices, right? That might work better. in the
Yeah, honestly, like having basically a big part of my job right now is giving people artistic feedback about their work, and finding ways to say things that both validate what they're trying to do. It really helps to just like first off state like what you think that they are communicating, because it's
Mhm.
telling them, I get it. I get what you're trying to say. Here's how we can say it better. Here's
Yeah,
what we can do and communicate it more clearly. You know,
that's really important. Yeah.
yeah, because like I think that what happens too often is that you see something and like sparks an idea in your own head, and then you're like, oh man, what if you did this? What if you did that? And it's like, you know,
Yeah.
it's like,
Mhm.
no, let's see what this person's trying to do, and then how we can do that better, because they're creative, they're creative too, and they have their
Mhm.
own vision, so you have to just be more about like how can we make that vision come to life instead of
Right.
what you would do with that idea.
It's coaching, right? It's coaching and not directing, someone to do something, right? It's a
Yeah.
different thing. But I think it's an important skill to develop and a good way to encourage others to grow. It's not easy. It's not an easy skill. It has to be grown as well.
Yeah. And you
There's
can
a
you can turn people off pretty quick if you're do it wrong. That's for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think it
Yeah.
really helped all those years of judging painting competitions and giving people feedback afterwards. And I know that you do that during the Worthy too, Dallas, and I think that's like really probably the most important part in a painting competition is actually the feedback part afterwards.
agreed.
Um, yeah, because just giving him a bunch of numbers and being like, "Oh, you scored like a 7 on creativity, and like your painting is a 8," and like the numbers don't mean anything. It's more about like giving people feedback, specific feedback about the pieces and stuff.
And I always try to
So
tell
if
people
you,
like my feedback, like I might be like, oh, I might be like, Matt, what do you think of this? And you're like, oh, this should be this, this should be this, this should be this. And I can totally disagree with that, right?
Mhm.
But you're seeing something, and then now it's my job also to look at, be like, okay, well, what did Matt see? Right? I don't like it, but what did he see? And being like, okay, well, he said do this. And okay, but what if I take that idea? What if I put that idea on the head? What if I twist that? Because your feedback might lead me to new paths that I never thought of, right?
Yeah,
Where neither one of us is right. Like, oh, you've led me to a new place, right? Like, that's a real. I love that part of feedback, right? Like being like, this is just what I see, and then they see that moment where they're like, oh, but what about this? And you're like, yeah, but what about that? And like, you can see that plant growing and
Yeah.
yeah,
reaching for the sun.
And as a person getting the feedback, you got to remember that the person giving the feedback isn't there to just crush you or something. Like, it's I've heard, because I do a lot of coaching too, and I've heard some people, just, oh, the judge hates me and blah blah blah, all this stuff. And it's like, I don't think they hate you. It's not that. Sometimes it's just you got to get their opinion, and it's just that, you know. It's usually why there's multiple judges, because if you just had one, it would just be that one person's opinion. But also, it's like just being able to take that critique and go, like, I have the same thing when I do commission stuff. Sometimes I get the email from whatever director I'm working for in the morning, and Liz is talking me off the bridge because they asked for something and I think it's a dumb idea, and my idea is right, and blah blah blah. And then all of a sudden, 4 hours later, I've done their idea and they were right. you know I can still be
I'll tell
mad about it.
Tony. I'm not telling Tony he was right.
Oh, Tony's never right. No, I'm just kidding. No, it's true. It's and then sometimes they're not right, but it's like it's part of my job just to do what I'm told. Like to an extent, obviously. But it's just one of those things where like sometimes you got to get out of your comfort zone, and I've met a lot of people that they get the judges' feedback and they're like, well, I don't care what they say, and they're very closed out to anybody's opinion about their work, and that's fine if you never want anybody to like your work. because at the end of the day, we're all like looking for that little pat on the back, right? And sometimes that means doing something the way someone else likes it to an extent, or trying something new. And and you might find your
But yeah,
own
if you're
way.
in a
You know, I mean, you're the artist.
if you're in a bicycle
What's that?
if you're in a bicycle race and you bring a sailboat, like
Yeah, they're probably going to be like, well, you know, if you brought a bicycle next time, you might do better in this race. And then you're like, screw you, you know, like you don't know what you're talking about, but okay, maybe I'll try it. So you put some bicycle wheels on your boat and you're good, you know, the next time. So, but yeah, I like contests because it does just push you, you know, like at the end of the day, and it's okay to be upset, you know, um, maybe with your score or whatever after a contest, but I always use that to drive me to do better, you know.
oh
So
yeah.
it's how you take it, you know.
Yeah, I've
Well, we're all
really
passionate
noticed in
about
my
our work.
company.
It's natural to get like sort
Butt
of
hurt.
involved in it. Give yourself some time, but you know, breathe a little bit and then go
I mean,
and
it
ask for
shows that you
feedback.
care that much enough to like, you know,
Yeah.
you care a
If you
lot.
didn't
You
care at
know, I
all,
think that's
you like
important.
what's the push to get better, you know? And
Right.
so it is what it is. I mean, look at guys like Eric Swenson. You know, he's kind of on top of the world as far as competitions go right now, but he's still pushing to get better, like really hard. You know, so it's how you look at it and how you take it. You know, just don't get
Yeah.
too discouraged. At the end of the day, who was it? One of the best things I heard from Adepticon was Boromir. Is that his name? Borjammer? Borom? How do you say it, Anthony?
Oh, Borja. It's
Borja?
just Borja.
Okay. So he won the Slayer Sword this year, and he made a post right afterwards, and he goes, you know, I've been entering Golden Demons for years, and I never won anything, and I always looked at myself as the biggest failure, and he goes, but I realized today that I wasn't a failure those times. You know, I mean, regardless of what your score is in a contest, you go home with a really cool model. Like, period. You know, there's nothing wrong with
Yeah.
that. You know, um, hopefully it's finished. You know, but yeah, it's kind of just your own mental outlook on things too. You know, don't let yourself get too downtrodden over things, but let it push you to get better. And I think you'll do good.
Yeah. I mean, it's
Ask yourself,
also
put yourself in that judge's position. Like, look and see what that critique meant. Look at what the other people did, right? Like,
Yeah,
just because you did 100 hours on something doesn't make it an automatic win, right? Like, other people are putting 100 hours, right, too. But like, start to evaluate, like, what was the thing, like, and there is that like little bit of like subjective
yeah,
too, right? Just
you
because
can't
you
get
think
away.
there's a story and I can't tell the
yeah.
story is like, I
Well, that's
don't
a
need a
bigger
story.
thing. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. You know, it's really hard when I mean that's part of like what feedback is helpful, you know, about it's like this is what I'm intending for this piece. Do you guys get it? Do you see it? And they're like, no. Or you're like, what is this? What do you think I'm trying to say with this piece? And if people are really confused, then the story might be only in your head. That's why like sometimes for competitions, it's easier to I mean it's you know, keep it simple sometimes, you know, in terms of the message you're trying to say.
Yeah, like maybe keep
Unless
the
you have
story
something
kind
really
of vague
compelling.
or very, very specific, you know?
Or very specific, yeah. You know, like I really like what like Matt, I feel like your stuff is always very narrative, you know? But the narrative piece of it is actually really strong and it's like I guess you could say it's more obvious, you know?
I do
Like
try to like leave it. I mean, I have my specific story, but what I find is that I try to leave it open to some interpretation because then the audience can have their story that they're inspired with. You know,
Yeah,
honestly, when I enter a competition, I'm more interested in what I like making connection with the
Yeah.
audience. You know,
mhm.
um, maybe that's because I have a trophy case full of awards, so I'm not as concerned about putting one more award in there, although it's always nice. But I am concerned with making something that's going to make a lasting impression on people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I can do that, then it
That's a win.
doesn't really matter. I mean, yeah, I mean, I am trying to do well, but you know, it's a close second, I guess.
Yeah, it's
That's
not
what
the
I'm
end of
trying
the
to say.
world.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
'cause
mean,
there's just so much
but-
good work out there, you know, that you can't expect to win every single time. You know?
No, I think that's a really important point, though, Matt. You know, because like I feel like if your goal is to win, then to Dallas's point too, like judging is often also very subjective. You know, like it's not like we're all robots that we have like a perfect rubric of how one person's technique compares to another person's technique, or the storytelling is how much better is it really than another person's storytelling in that piece. It's really hard. There's a lot of nuance and there's a lot of subjectivity even for judging. So I feel like
I think we can be objective.
You
though,
might think
too.
you have the best
I mean,
piece. What?
I think we can be objective though too. I mean, I don't think that it's like 100% subjective or something like that.
Oh, I don't think it's 100%.
There's some different people have different viewpoints and everything, but I don't know.
Yeah. But the thing is, you could find something beautiful, and I might think the other thing is beautiful, but then you have to judge 5 beautiful things. How you order them is not going to be. There's no like really objective way to do it.
Yeah, it's not easy. I mean, we agonize about it. I've judged with you before, Anthony. It's like, I think it's important that we agonize about it because people
you have
put a
to.
lot of
I mean,
work
that's
into things,
right.
And also, we got to ask ourselves, well, what do we want this competition to be about? Too. That's another whole extra thing to ask yourself when you're judging.
Apparently, we were very hard judges, Nat.
What's that? We were very hard judges.
We were very hard judges, but
I don't know. I felt like other people at that competition were harder.
Really?
Yeah.
That's what I was told, at least. But,
I always get told
I think
I'm a
that
hard
he said that
judge.
to everybody.
Maybe.
I always get told I'm a hard judge.
Okay, what I like about your judging, Dallas, is that like the story, the story is really important. You know what I mean? And I think that that's interesting. I don't feel like that's something that is I don't know, like just my perception, is that usually it leans more towards technical stuff, So, but it's the impact and the storytelling is important too, So how you blend that is pretty cool.
Yeah. And once you get to that top 5, it's kind of like these top 5, they're all winners, like, right? It's like every single one of these are winners.
For me, technical is secondary, actually. When I'm judging these days.
Yeah.
It's like first, it's like visual impact and like a distance, like how well the composition and everything goes together. I think that's more important than technical.
My favorite part of judging the worthy is I don't get to see the entries. Like, so we have other people. Usually Simone, our head of studio, actually takes the entries. So I don't actually see the entries as they're coming in, like a lot of competitions, right?
Mm-hmm.
And my favorite thing is like a Saturday night, we're getting ready to judge. It's like 5 o'clock, or usually at noon. I do like a walkthrough. Like I just mix myself into the crowd. I just walk by the cases, and like that thing that Matt's saying, that visual impact, like standing at the door as far away as I can. What are the like 3 pieces that are just like, that angelic halo forms around you? You're just like, oh, you're just like, I need to go look at that. What is that? Oh, what is that? Like what is that? Like, man, those are that. And then you go look at the cases and you start seeing all the little subtle things that didn't call you from away, but draws your eye even more, right? Like, I love that moment when I just get to walk through the cases and just see everything and what is drawing my eye, what is telling the story, what is that visual impact Matt speaks of.
Yeah, I mean, I think I do the same thing where I don't look at the. I actually consciously will not look at the cases if I can help it until it's time to judge, because you can pre-bias yourself.
Yeah, 100% pre-bias.
Yeah, because you can be totally pre-biased to something beforehand, and I just want to really get a feel for what's there and have the judging all happen at once, once everything is in the case and all of that. I really try to eliminate as much bias as I can,
You know,
Yep.
both with like technique and like style and those things. It's really, I think it's really important because I don't want the thing that it takes to win basically to be like paint like Matt, you know, like
But it
I
doesn't
want
hurt if you do.
no,
Just kidding.
I want no. It's like my definition of what is a good paint job is not well.
I
My
know.
paint job is my paint jobs are good. They're the best. So you know,
You have to paint like me.
you have to paint like me, right?
Yeah.
And it's like no, I think that there's like a huge variety of things. I want there to be a huge variety of things that ways to paint. You know, I want there to be people painting in completely different ways than the way I'm painting, and I want to appreciate those just as much. You know.
Yeah.
I think that that's something really important to strive for as a judge.
I really appreciate that aspect in that. I mean, judging with you, you know, you're not looking for like one specific thing, but you're looking at like what the artist is intending to do, you know, and that's really, I mean, it's cool. It's refreshing.
It's a little hard because I'll be like, what is this artist trying to do? I can see what they're trying to do, and they didn't quite get there, you know. You know,
yeah, I know, but that's something that. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
You need to be a hard judge, right? If you're not a hard judge, then it's like I don't know, but then you're not challenging people, you know, and also you're just like I don't know, flipping a coin or something.
I always ask people when they come up and they ask for the feedback, right? The feedback is so important. Usually the very first question I ask them is, what was the destiny of the miniature? Like, what was your intent, right? Because like it matters, right? Like the destiny of this miniature is to tell a story. Or the destiny of this miniature is last year I got a bronze and this year I was hoping for a silver, right? And that changes for me. That changes the conversation around it, like because it lets me target my conversation to what you need, not just my, you know, here's my pocket full of like things that I like to say, right? You know, we all got a little pocket of like little quips that we say when we're talking about painting. But like now I get to frame it around like, you know, all I care about is I got a bronze last year, I got a bronze year before. Man, I'm shooting for a silver. And I got a bronze again. It's 3 years in a row. And I'm like, okay, well, let's target. Why is this a bronze? Maybe it's a high bronze. Maybe it's a low silver. Maybe I saw a place where you could have pushed that was obvious, right? You know, maybe it was just like, dude, like literally like 20 more minutes on the base would have lifted the whole miniature up and would have pushed it to that silver place, right? Like it's those targeted, specific for your needs, not just the needs of the whole competition, right?
That's a good, yeah. What are your goals? What are you trying to do with the goals for the competition?
Because everybody's different. Matt's goals is different than my goals, which is different than Anthony's goals.
It's true.
I mean, if the goal is just win the big medal, right? Like lift it up on the stage and have a ticker tape parade, then yeah, like okay, we can have that conversation, but like that's not why everybody's entering these competitions. Some people are just entering to improve. Some people are just, you know, entering to like be better than they were yesterday, which is all of us can be. Just try to be better than you were yesterday.
But that medal that Odin is sweet though. I tell you, it is a cool thing, man. Yeah.
I don't know, Anthony. I'll never have one in my house. I'm not allowed to win. What's it like?
It's glorious.
Yeah.
It sits in front of it sits in the hallway in front of the house, and
you just kick your kid out of
whenever you have guests over,
you
make sure that you show
exactly.
it to them.
Yeah.
Would y'all like to sit in the Odin room or the patio?
Yeah.
Anthony, we've done this 4 times now this week. We don't need to see it again.
Are you sure? Because I don't know.
I moved it. The light hits it differently.
Yeah.
No, it is a cool trophy for sure.
Yeah, that is a cool trophy.
It's sculpted by Joaquin too.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
Yes, it is.
Very cool. All right, well,
we actually have a lot of miniatures sculpted by Joaquin. Yeah, you should look in the. I tell everybody they should look in the credits page. We always put all the painters. We put all the painters, we put
I
all the
love that.
sculptors, we put all the artists in all the
Did he
products.
do
Like
Mephisto?
everybody gets credit. He did
Namor?
No,
Mephisto.
I think he did.
Yes, I believe. You're asking the
It's
wrong
on
person.
it's on the little paper that comes out. I have him filed in a cabinet right now, so it's not in front of me. But yeah, like when you open the box, the little paper that comes out has whoever sculpted it on there and painted it, for that matter.
That's pretty cool.
It's very cool.
It's important to give people credit, you know.
Yeah.
I agree. Because you guys are a reputable company. Just saying.
We got Dave in the chat. Y'all ready for Nova, Dave?
Dave.
I don't know.
Phillips?
Just Dave. Dave
yeah.
is
Just
becoming a
Dave's
very
sculptor.
good sculptor.
Dave.
Yeah.
Like Dave's stuff. Like there's some stuff he's done that I'm just like, wow, that's really cool. It's been fun to watch him go from like mere mortal to, you know, abnormal, basically, with his sculpting. It's very good.
Trash painting tonight.
Rock and roll. All right. Well, Matt's already painting his figure. Matt, do you want to? You just want to keep going with the painting?
Sure. I mean, I was painting. I figured that they would rather see what I was doing rather than looking at my beautiful face.
We were trying to bore people at first, but I guess we can. I don't know. It was just fun to talk again. So this year we're doing MCP figures again, different teams. And Matt, what is your team?
I'm doing the Black Cadre. Yeah, Black Cadre, right?
Black Order.
Black Order. Sorry, I can't keep on making that mistake. Black Order.
And they're also
like
Cadre,
Thanos
so
and his crew. And so it's gonna be like a lot of white and black, which is gonna be really cool. Like you can kind of see how we're getting started on this one, both the white and the black. It's got the nice colorful effect right now. And then once we lay some black over top of this, it's going to look really nice, you know. But yeah, it just started this at the beginning of the stream, so. And then there's going to be a lot of magenta and yeah, I don't know. It's going to be fun to do the bad guys this time. That's kind of what I wanted to do.
When we were kind of brainstorming for what you were going to do, and then when you picked Black Order, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm jealous. They are so cool.
Yeah, they got some really awesome figures. I actually did a little. I did a little addition to the base for Black Dwarf.
You're a little low on camera.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I want to have it zoomed in, but that's always the trick. Yeah. You get zoom it in, and then it's like
out of frame.
Yeah. Her breasts are a little wonky right now. I'll get there and there in the end. Yeah, so I've been mixing. Actually, for the skin tone, it's like I tried this and it actually really worked nice. It's definitely going to go up to white because like her skin is supposed to be super pale white. But I kind of have like this like magenta glow coming up from the left, just to give it a little bit of flavor. You know, you see that in comic books all the time, just like this like light from off screen illuminating things. So it's kind of like this fluorescent magenta coming in. I actually used fluorescent red, which is actually pink, you know, like this fluorescent pink. If we can look at the palette here.
I like it.
And then I mixed it with one of my favorite paints these days, which is called Light Bismuth Yellow. It's kind of like ice yellow on steroids, is how I would describe it.
Matt, thanks for that recommendation. Seriously, it's changed my painting life.
Oh yeah, you've been
Dude,
it's such a good paint.
Oh my god, I'll talk about it a bit when it's my turn. But yeah, no, it's such a good.
So so I took it and I mixed it with the fluorescent red and a tiny bit of magenta, and sure enough, we get this like sort of crazy pink flesh tone, which is gonna look awesome, So yeah, I'm pretty stoked. It's looking a little rough still right now, I think, but I just started it like 30 minutes ago, so or an hour ago. I think in the comic books there isn't really like much difference between the color of her hair and the color of her skin, but I think I want to give it like a little bit of difference, you know. So we're kind of going with like a slightly more grayish hue to the hair. I think I gotta give the. I think I want to sort of close out the black here, the stage of the black first, though. Kind of working in stages.
I like how with blacks you can have so many like subtones, you know.
Yeah,
That
really
really
different
black
colors
is
in there.
really cool. Yeah, it's
This one has like a purple and blue mixed in, so I can kind of change the mixture up,
okay.
and it will. So we have some variation in the tone. It's not just like one color. So I'm using Prussian blue and Dioxine purple, or Dioxine violet. And that color, Dioxine violet, which we actually see in miniature paints these days too. They've been working it in, like the violet for Chimera is like Dioxine violet. And also, I think the new
monument is just dioxine violet.
yeah, but I think it works really great in conjunction with a little bit of Payne's Gray ink to make a nice bullet, black undertone, and then mixing with Prussian blue, which is actually quite dark blue. They're all the paints I'm using in this at this stage are like quite transparent. It's just how I'm working. I'm from a light undercoat rather than a dark undercoat. I think we get some nice speed out of this, but also a lot of nuance. Don't have to like base coat. I think that's one of the things that I decided a long time ago is that I don't want to base coat anymore, so I don't.
Me too, man. I gave up on base coating.
I mean, nothing wrong with base coating if you want to paint that way. You can have really good paint jobs that way. It doesn't hurt the overall product. It's just what I want to be doing with my life.
Nah. I got things to do.
Yeah.
You put a glaze over some over a little zenith. It looks fine. It looks great.
Yeah, I started with like a little bit of there's like an extra highlight with some titanium white just to give it a little extra volume. And then we're kind of glazing the color over. Yeah, I think it like starting light, especially for this color scheme, is like perfect because this is going to be a lot of white. So if we were going to like painting that over black, you'd have to work it up and it would just be a pain. But like there's a lot of black as well, but black just like goes over white no problem, so it's kind of a good way to start. And we can actually keep it thin enough that the white provides volume and luminosity to our black. Trying to keep it thin. I actually wipe away with my finger sometimes to give it a highlight like that on the top of that. Of course, it's a little watercolory right now, but we'll get there in the end.
It's pretty sweet. I like how that like pastel-y peach kind of flows with the violets and stuff. That's kind of a nice.
Yeah, it kind of like I think that it will make a nice sort of unified color scheme. You got to be careful when you're working with fluorescents, just because if these are going to be for gaming, like you kind of want to add a little bit of magenta in there too, because the fluorescent paint can lose its punch over time. It doesn't have the best permanence. Of course, you can always like reapply it and get back or whatever, but especially if you leave your models in a sunny situation, your fluorescents can all like disappear pretty quick. Just a warning out there for people.
Does varnish help, Matt, with that?
What was that?
If you varnish your Your figure, does it help with the permanence?
I don't think so. I mean, maybe a little bit. I don't know about the proper, like, whether or not varnish is gonna like give it UV protection, but I kind of doubt it.
Mm.
I mean, it couldn't hurt. It's not gonna hurt it. It's not gonna hurt, but I wouldn't rely on it.
Yeah.
I mean, I always varnish my stuff, generally, especially since I'm using some paints that are a little bit more, like have a little bit of sheen to them.
Yeah.
But I don't really go for the ultra matte look in my own work. I don't really like it.
Yeah, I just find that using more of the artist colors, which I really like, Matt. You turned me on to them again. But when the reflections distract a bit, then it's kind of difficult.
Yeah, I just like throw a coat of varnish on mid painting if it's messing with my eyes. Yeah.
You know what, Matt? I've been using the matte medium.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's a little bit.
It helps.
Helpful. I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I do find it like sometimes it will make things a bit like whenever you add extra medium, like it makes it more transparent. But I mean, sometimes we want things to be transparent too. So
yeah, I found it I think it is a little helpful.
Yeah,
sometimes it can be so glossy that it's hard to even see it distracts from the painting.
Yeah, we definitely don't want that, but I usually am able to tell what I'm doing, and then even though it's a little bit has a little bit of a sheen, and then I'll just hit it with some dull varnish while I'm painting if the sheen makes it hard for me to judge what's going on.
Yeah,
and that will just kick it right down. But it won't make it ultra matte, which I think that ultra matte painting I'm not a big fan of.
Yeah, because it does lose its punch,
Yeah,
the power of the colors, so it's too matte.
Yeah, the more light you put on it, the more gray your colors will look.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. I just don't want that to happen.
You're a little bit off to the right, Matt.
Oh, sorry, guys.
Okay.
Thanks for letting me know.
I need a zapper where I can zap you across the country.
Yeah, like a little cattle prod.
And then I can just do it when you're not off screen too.
Yeah.
Watch this.
Wake up in the middle of the night. Sorry, master.
Let's see how far we can go before Matt cracks. Live on the air.
It's like that poor guy at the beginning of Ghostbusters getting shocked during the psychic reading.
Yeah. Super good. So is that a conversion?
So now I think I'm gonna make a little.
This is where the way it comes, actually. Yeah, I didn't convert this one. I do have some conversions planned. I think Ebony Ma has some cool ideas.
Like all the telekinesis stuff?
Yeah, I want to do some floating things. That'd be pretty cool.
You got Thanos here, right, Matt?
Yeah, I have Thanos. I didn't put him together yet. But
man, I'm excited for your Thanos. Thanos is one of my favorite models of the range. It's so cool.
Yeah, I don't have any ideas for conversion yet, but I'm definitely if I have a good idea, I'm gonna do it.
Something like Infinity Stone, action, something that'd be pretty sweet.
Yeah.
If you guys don't know, Matt ended up with all the Infinity Stones in our Adepticon Showdown last year, so it seemed only fitting that he runs Thanos this year because he got all the stones.
It was awesome.
Sure,
Didn't you die and you came back to life with the stones? It was just crazy.
I was keeping that character on the board just so it could rain.
Dude, I was like, what the heck, man? What the
heck? Yeah, because I gave Professor X I think it was 3 or 4 of the Infinity Stones, and he was just wrecking face. It was awesome.
Yeah, he was.
Did he come back to life again? I feel like I killed him once.
Yeah.
To life. I was like, what the heck?
Yeah, I had that, like, I was holding onto that card that would bring him back to the board,
Yeah.
instead of him dying. So it was just brutal.
That was a fun game, guys. I'm excited for this
Super
one.
fun.
This one's
Yeah.
good.
You know, I heard from
Yeah,
Hank at
for
Adepticon that it was I think it was Hank who said it. It was the third largest Twitch, or no, it was the largest Twitch stream at Adepticon by 3 times.
What?
I was like, what?
Truly? Listen to
That's
all
awesome.
our silly
Yeah,
shenanigans.
so there was a lot of people watching. I don't know.
Really?
They were like, well, didn't you see it? And I go, no, I was in it. Like we were all sitting there. Like,
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't think anyone was watching.
Yeah,
That's
for everybody
cool.
watching the stream right now, like just a quick rundown. Last year at Adepticon, well, this year at Adepticon, last Adepticon, 2025 March, we did what we're doing is a showcase where these 3 fought against me, and they had no idea what they were going to deal with, and they were not prepared. Aaron was totally training for like an actual real game, and I provided a not real game.
it was amazing. Though.
So it was crazy. So I had devs build me a special scenario. I ran Mephisto. I had a fully converted Spirits of Vengeance, and we had a bunch of wild cards where there's like nutty things were happening. I didn't measure anything. I cheated on the dice. It didn't matter. We were having a good time. And so this year, coming up here, 2026, Adepticon, we're doing the same thing, and they still don't know exactly what I'm doing to them.
No.
You just know Dallas is probably gonna cheat again,
Yeah,
so
it's-
you know, be prepared for that.
It's sad when people get to that point, you know.
I cheat in a normal game.
Just gotta accept the fact, you know.
It was a brilliant scenario because we only had 2 hours, and the fact that none of us knew what we were doing at the start, and it just went so smoothly the whole time was pretty amazing.
That's
to your
true.
team, Dallas, because it just worked, you know, and it was a lot of fun. Like,
it was like it was like it was Dallas was playing Mephisto, and we basically had to make deals with the devil to try to give them souls, and that was how we won. So, you know, so we had to fight against each other too, you know. So it was actually it was really cool. I liked it. It was very flavorful.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm lucky I get a Pagani. Like
a Pagani, it's a nice thing to have. It's
Yeah.
a nice thing to have, you know.
Like when I get a Pagani, just like attached to me, like it makes my life way easier for like a game.
Oh.
Like
he kept nudging me.
I don't know.
Do this. You should probably do this. Do this. It made it so much easier.
I love how into he got too. He was like super stoked about the cars that he made, you know. Yeah, I loved it. The whole experience was amazing.
Yeah. It was a beautiful table though. I got like wow.
Yeah, having all the table was beautiful, like Dallas's conversions and just like everything was great. And then having everything painted, man, that's what it's about. Like
remember our Deadpool on top of that building was like the most beautiful building in a game because it just had like 20 characters beautifully painted, you know.
Yeah, and like 3 or 4 Wolverines. Well, yeah, each of us had one of the versions of Wolverine.
They all died, and they all kind of hung out in a circle on top of a building. It was great.
Yeah, I think the Wolverines also all managed to save their souls naturally.
That game is why that game was like. In 1992, the first time I saw a war game like spread out, right? It was just like the first time I saw a war game in real life. It was like 1992. There was a full table of terrain and just an army, and it was all fully painted. So I mean, first impressions very spoiled, but like that was common, like in '92, right? And like it was just that reminder of like. That's why I play the games. That's why I do these games is like exactly what we're saying. Like cool terrain, fully painted armies, just a bunch of knuckleheads rolling dice and doing really, really dumb things is like the best thing for me about war games, right? It's not about millimeter precisions. It's not about like, well, actually the rules. It's about Oh, you didn't quite make it. Just roll that dice again. Like, or just get fudge that charge.
Just
You're
tell a
fine.
story,
Get in
you
there.
know?
Tell a story. Get in
Yeah,
there.
tell the stories.
Yeah, let's get
And like,
together and play a game, and just have fun together.
I want to spend an hour
Also,
before just gooing over Matt's paint jobs, being like, dude, look at those paint jobs. They're going to be so good when they're dead, sucker.
And then when we all sort of figured out that we could screw each other over, like in subtle ways, like when I gave your guy 3 extra attacks, every single attack, it was like, oh my god.
Aaron, that was not cool,
I
man.
needed him to kill one of Matt's guys, and I just had to make the deal. And I kind of screwed us all over, but in the end, it was still cool.
It was super fun playing, kind of role playing Deadpool, and that was super fun.
Yeah.
Making the deal with Devil. It's so characterful, right? And when Honey Badger had that showdown with Juggernaut, that was great.
Pretty awesome.
That's what it's all about for me, right
I
there.
love it, man. It's so good.
I've been role playing my character since '92. Like, there's always at least one character on the table that I'm just like, that's kind of me. Like, I mean, it's not me. Like, I wish I was that cool, but that's what I wish I was. Look at that guy. He's doing cool stuff.
Yeah.
yeah,
Sure.
I think that like everybody, probably, people in chat could tell us, but we've all had that experience. That's why we are in this hobby, right? That experience of just being like, whoa, what is this? Like, look at all these painted things, and it's like this little world that you get to interact with. I don't know. It's just like that. We've all fallen in love with this hobby in that way,
That's kind of an escape
So,
from
yeah.
reality.
Tell a cool story, have a good time, goof off. It's the best.
And there's always that crazy dice roll that should have never happened, but somehow you pulled it off, or your opponent pulled it off. I mean, I've watched games like that where the whole store was cheering for a guy, because it came like a 4-hour game came down to the final roll of a dice, and it's like there's no way he's gonna roll out. Oh my god, he just rolled it, like it's just like wow.
All he needs to do is roll 6 3 times in a row.
No way he's
like,
he's been rolling ones this whole game, and then 6, 6, 6. Like you're just like,
you gotta say your 6s up, man.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
So
you gotta do it.
Super good. Luckily, I just roll badly all the time, so I don't have to worry about that.
Smart game play.
Yeah. I try to fool you with my paint jobs, and then.
The thing is, like, if your paint jobs look good, doesn't matter if you won or not.
I agree. Even if your army's just painted, you're already like if you show up at a table with a fully painted army, don't compare it to my fully painted army. Don't compare it to anybody else's. You have a fully painted army. You show up on the table, you are winning because you're about to have a good time, and we're going to tell a cool story, win or lose. Like sometimes some of my best stories is in a game where I lost, right? And you shoot that shot, you go for the Hail Mary, right? And you mess it up, and your opponent just counter punches, and like you're wiped. Like that's the best stories.
Yeah, and like you're right. It doesn't matter like if it's insane paint job, it's painted, and we can it just enhances the whole gaming experience for everybody.
Yeah, they say
there's nothing else like it. There's no other hobby like it.
That's right.
That's true.
I mean, even if you're just an average painter, I'll follow you.
And he'll tell you that you're an average painter.
That's why I followed Anthony.
Hey,
above average painter.
I'll take it.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Only slightly.
Oh,
Scott,
Anthony's gonna change his Twitter handle then. Just above average painter.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to wait, Scott. Matt's gonna switch over in 7 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Dave should change his name to Abnormal Dave. Like.
Exactly,
I
dude.
think that's great.
I know.
Everybody wants to know what everyone else is painting for their teams.
Oh yeah, you know.
Sucks to be you guys. Can they fast forward a live Twitch? No. Oh man.
Sorry, I'm not entertaining enough.
No, I'm fully fascinated by that. I'm doing the Aaron Lovejoy, I'm not painting anything, and then I'll be like, oh my gosh, it's December, I gotta finish this off. But
I am doing an interesting bit here where now they have the general sort of color of the black on there. I'm gonna go through with a layer of this off-white, and we're gonna do like a kind of like mark in where a reflection will go, because like this material is very reflective, like kind of like vinyl or something like that. So we're kind of going through here. And then we can use the same color that we added the color with, and we can glaze over top of that to sink it in, and do that a couple times and get a nice nice reflection. But this reflection should go all the way down the leg.
so as an off-white, are you tinting it a certain color, or is it just like gray off-white?
No, it's just gray
Okay.
because, like I was saying, I'm going to take the color that I just used on the leg, and we're going to sink this in, like kind of you're blending it in on either side of this. So whatever color is going to like come from that.
And it's funny when you do like a neutral gray, a lot of times it will, like next to purple, it will look almost like the contrasting color or the complementary color, just because the way your eyes work. I don't know if that's what you were planning, but like
Oh, does it look yellowish
no,
or
on the
something?
purple maybe it looks a little greenish. If it was on blue, it might have a orangish tint. It like not always, but
It does sometimes, yeah, because like your rods and your cones, they fire in different ways. So then the gray makes it the opposite. So you see,
if you, because we see an RGB, right? So like I was watching this video, my favorite painter, Mural Joe, and he was explaining, he was painting grapes, right? And they were reflecting green off of a leaf next to the grape. And so instead of putting like a green reflection on the purple bottom side of the grape, he did since the green and the purple aren't exactly across from each other, they're a little bit diagonal. So he picked the color in the middle between those two, which was orange. So he made it orangish gray, and holy crap, it looked like a greenish gray when he put it on that purple grape. But it was orangish gray. And I was just like, okay, well, there you go. So it's kind of weird how you like you can sort of game your own vision, I guess.
perception is an interesting thing,
And it basically just stems from the fact that the way your eyes see the color, it just can't. It can't do those three colors next to each other or whatever. It just, I guess, turns it greenish. But on his palette, it was clearly orangish gray. Like, it was really weird. And I think
every color is relative, right?
it's
So
to what's
when you
around
have
it.
those colors next to each other, they're gonna look different.
Yeah. So like Eric Swinson did on one of his Twitch streams recently, he did the thing where he would make like he did a two-tone of a model, and it was like blue, and then the other side was like he would just put neutral gray, but it would look like blue and orange, even though it was just gray. And he did that with every single primary color, and it would make the opposite color, like not full on orange, but it you could see that color in it. It's very strange. It's just an optical illusion.
Well, like it's kind of like if you look at a colored light or something, and then you close your eyes.
The opposite color will appear.
I was at the doctor one
in your
time. I
eye.
totally thought I was having a stroke. It was like a new doctor, so they handed me the sign up packet, and it was like lime green. Like it was the most disgusting lime green you've ever seen. It was so bright. And so I was filling out this pamphlet, and I could see half of that packet was right below it. So it had half my vision was lime green, and the other half was just the white paper. And when I took it away, everything in the room was now like pink or something. And I thought I was going down. Like I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm glad I'm at the doctor, you know. And then I realized it was because I had that green piece of paper like under, like, you know, in my vision for so long. There's nothing else that the rods and cones in my eyes could do but change the color of everything.
Yeah, it's like the rods are actually trying, or the cones are actually trying to compensate for that really bright color
Right.
by adding a little bit of that other color in there.
So I think that's the point of adding the grayish purple or I'm sorry, the orangish gray on the underside of a purple grape to achieve green. It's just that your eyes can't do that combo. You know, it just makes green.
Well, it's kind of like also that it's like a colored light in a way shining on a colored object.
Right.
You know, so you can't just have it be. You kind of have to figure out what color that makes. You know.
Yeah. And I mean, it would have been different if it would have been like a bright green light shooting up at the things, but it was a plant, you know, just reflecting back, and so it has to be more subtle.
Yeah, but that is a light source, right?
Is, yeah.
So,
especially depending on how good the sun was hitting it, you know.
Yeah.
I remember one time when I printed T-shirts when I was younger, we did this huge like 5,000 shirt order, and it was like the safety orange shirts. Like it was super popular for kids to wear those at the time. And so we had a warehouse full of these bright orange shirts. And I remember walking into the warehouse in the morning and the entire warehouse had an orange tint to it from those shirts. It was really weird.
That's crazy.
I like how Grandpa Simpson that was. It was very popular for the kids at the time.
Well, hey,
that was you tied an onion to a rope and wore it around your waist.
I'm almost there, Dallas.
This was the fashion at the time.
I feel like I'm going to be at Gen Con one of these years, and some person will walk up and introduce me to their kid and go, yeah, my dad brought me to this booth when I was a kid, and we talked to you. You know, and I'm like, God, no. I'm so old. Just glad I could be part of all your lives.
I thought you were going to tell us you're about to be a grandpa.
What's that?
Aaron?
What's that?
I thought you were about to tell us that you were going to be a grandpa.
No, I don't know. I don't know if that will. I don't know if my kids are interested in procreating. I think they're good. They're good with their lives the way it is. I'm not super worried about it either way, but that would be weird to be a grandpa. My ex-wife is a grandma.
Now I'm also going to take
just some black paint, and we're going to define like the Terminator, like the darkest spot.
So we kind of have two lights here. So we can just kind of draw a dark line separating those two, right? And it should instantly just look better.
Kelfrey asks what everyone's go-to white for highlights is. Like if you have... and I guess that could mean like if you're just a big ice yellow person, maybe too.
Whites for highlights.
I have titanium white. That's awesome. I know, Matt, you use several different whites to achieve things.
Yeah, I mean, like titanium white, artist grade titanium white. I'm definitely using that a lot, but you kind of have to be. It's so powerful that like sometimes you don't want it that strong. Right. So then I actually use AK. I like this one. No, and they also make this off-white. Yeah.
Okay.
Off-white, which is what I was just using.
Is Kelfrey Kelly?
I don't know. Dallas.
And then if I want them to be not neutral, because those are old neutral whites, I just add a little bit of color, a tiny bit of color, so you can really make it any color tone from that.
Yeah. Like if your light source is bluish or yellowish or something.
Yeah, I think you got to be careful, like to start to use just like ice yellow for as if it's white, because it will change your colors, you know, and it really, depending on the color, it might make it look sort of gross. So you gotta be careful. Sometimes it enhances the colors, and sometimes it will like really detract from them. So
Yeah. I use a lot of different kind of whites or highlights. Depends on if I want a warm highlight or a colder highlight. But sometimes sometimes you don't want your highlights to be that desaturated anyway. Sometimes you want it to be a little bit more saturated too. So like my typical go to white, I've just been using a lot of Vallejo white, just straight white. I like the heavy warm white from Monument for a warm white, and then cold white, a cold highlight I've been using. I really like that light bismuth yellow that Matt was talking about.
yeah, I have some on my palette here if you want to see it.
Yeah, what so it's like a cool yellow then? But
yeah,
it's
a cold yellow.
Almost looks like it's more yellow than ice yellow though. Is that true? Or
it's a bit more intense, but I would say that it is yellow. It is like ice yellow.
Yeah. Here, hold on. I have do you want to?
I also have a warm pale yellow that I'll use as well. So it's like I can have two different pale yellows, and it gets good coverage too. That's the other nice thing about it.
Yeah. Anthony, you disappeared. If you're trying to show us something,
I disappeared. Where did my camera
go? Where did you go, Anthony?
Oh no!
Why have you forsaken us?
One sec. What the heck? My other camera just died. Oh, here. Okay, so can you pan to me for a little bit?
Yeah, I'll pan to you, Anthony.
Oh,
look at that.
Anthony.
Wow, your shoulder looks amazing.
Hey. Okay, so this is. You see?
All right.
Okay, this is.
Oh, move back. Your
this
hair.
This is ice yellow. This is ice yellow, and this is cold bismuth.
It looks almost like fluorescent on the palette.
Yeah, I think a fluorescent pastel yellow, which is really cool.
I might have to pick some of that up.
Yeah, it's
a good
cool.
one.
Like you don't understand how powerful a color like that can be for a final like highlight. It's like just explodes, and it doesn't really look like that weird color yellow. You know, it just shows up.
Yeah.
Gotta be careful because it is cold. So like if you want a warm yellow, I wouldn't use that one.
Yeah.
I would use Naples yellow instead, which is kind of a warm, light yellow, which is really nice. I really like that one. Because I think more often than not, you're actually going for like warm yellows. But when you want that cold yellow highlight, yeah, it's nice. And it reacts well with other colors as a glaze over top and stuff too. Yeah.
Okay.
I got some new paints this weekend last weekend, but I haven't tried them out yet. A few new colors, so I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, sometimes I like mixing artist colors with matte or like hobby colors, because then you kind of can dull down some of the punch, the gloss a bit too. So
yeah, that bismuth yellow though isn't glossy though. Yeah,
no, it's not.
But some of them definitely are. Yeah, it's just more to keep track of. Sometimes as well. Like I just use the varnish when I need to, so it doesn't bother me. But I think that it's definitely one of those things that some people are gonna rather want more consistency with their paints and everything throughout, and I get that. I just like how intense the colors can get, because I can deal with other things, but you can't really get your intensity when you don't have it. Yeah.
So Matt, you were saying you picked up a couple new colors, and I'm assuming they're all artist acrylics.
Yeah, they are.
Are
yeah.
they new colors, or they're just colors you haven't gotten yet? Because
they're new to me. Okay. Yeah, they're new to me.
I feel like the artist colors they're set. Like unless it's some weird new synthetic color, like some strange blue.
Well, they are coming out with new colors all the time. Like, for example, that dioxine violet,
Yeah.
that was not a color like
That's
10
an
years
awesome
ago.
color. I like that purple.
Yeah. So same thing with Pyroli Red. You know, because when I first started getting like artist acrylics, it was like cadmium red hue was the brightest red you could get. But now Pyroli Red is like freaking, it's out of this
Do you have
world.
any
You know.
Pyroli orange?
Yeah, I just picked
I
that
really
up.
like Purely
Oh
Orange.
my god,
Yeah.
it is like friggin'
It's a good one.
orange.
Yeah,
It's
as you can
amazing.
see it
Yes,
here.
love that color. So apparently the pigment is really expensive, like really expensive. So
Yeah, the actually Pyroli in general is Series 8, so that's
a
like the
high
most
end.
expensive tube, other than
Like legacy pigments that are
So you got the
poisonous,
monument then? Yeah, that's what I got too, and
no,
it's like amazing.
no, I got the golden.
Oh, okay.
I was holding up
Oh,
my
that's
monument.
Oh,
I
I
don't know
see.
what
Yeah,
screen I'm looking
Pyroli
at.
orange.
It's somebody. Yeah, it's Dallas. Okay,
Yeah.
so the monument ones is very good. Like like Dallas, your amp colors came out with that red orange, and I'm like, finally they have a banging orange for fire. And then he comes out with the pyro orange, and I was like, well, now I got two colors I can use. Like,
Yeah, the red orange is a little cooler,
right.
but it's still real
It's still
punchy.
real punchy, yeah. But that pyro orange is just like game changer.
Yeah, that Pyroli red too. It's like, oh my god.
Because you can mix just a little of those colors into other colors, and it's like just enough. Like it goes a long way. A little goes a long way.
I wish my so I can't. This is the only camera I have tonight.
Okay.
I apologize.
Thank God for that.
I know, right? no one's seen my painting. My camera gear all went to Gen Con for Gen Con, and now it's being shipped back, so it just hasn't shown up. But I wish it was here, because what I've been doing is taking the new monument, like tube paints, and putting, because like Matt said, I don't like, it's not that I don't like, I prefer my stuff to be a little more satin, not pure matte. So I've been putting like a little drop of the monument gloss varnish into these tube paints on the wet palette. Oh baby.
Does it?
Oh baby.
So, and some of those tube paints are a little satin to begin with, so like maybe you're even punching it a little further.
They're a little satin to begin with, but like, man, that little bit of gloss varnish. But I've been doing that for a little bit on just all the monument paints, because just the way I paint, the more glazy, too brushy. But like that little bit of gloss varnish or a little bit of the glaze wash medium, and just I wish my camera was working, because I'd show you. It's super. I love it.
Well, next time.
Yeah, next time.
All right, Matt, you have
So we'll be doing this again.
3 minutes to finish this model, or it will self-destruct on you. It will literally melt in your hands.
Oh man, like I
Pressure's on. No, it's looking awesome actually. So.
Yeah, I don't think I can finish in 3 minutes, but I'm pretty happy with it so far.
Really good.
Yeah. Let's see if so we have 3 minutes before we switch. I'll just do a little bit of glaze over top of this, even though I have some areas to still work, just so people can see it in action. So yeah, we're basically taking that same color, that purple and blue mixture that we were using before, and we can glaze over top of this to sink it in along the surface. See that? So you can be like sort of sketchy with your application, and it'll look a little bit comic booky too. And now we can just sort of sink it in. That's the power of these more transparent paints, is you can kind of use an opaque paint to sketch in, and then a transparent paint to give it volume and sink it in to the previous painting. So you can be really bold with your application this way and not have to worry about it kind of looking too liney or sketchy, because it's kind of like with a transparent paint, it's going to affect bright things in your painting more than dark things, which is not the same as something that's not transparent paint, which would affect both sort of equally. And that means that you can do these really powerful highlights like this, and then just sink them in.
You're like glazing back into the shadows, so because you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah. Yeah, it adds a little bit of color to that and nuance to it. It's almost like all those little lines you did now have blends.
They all have meaning.
Oh crap! I'll be back in a minute.
Yeah, it's really amazing that like when you started this, all the black areas definitely had like that purpley to blue. Like they looked more purple and blue than black, and now they look very black with tones.
Yeah.
It's almost like you didn't lie to us at the start.
I told you that's what I was gonna do.
I swear to God, this will be black eventually. I mean, it looked cool to start too, but it's like it's kind of cool. Like I think it's great for people to see like what looks one way can look at something completely different within an hour or two. Like or not even an hour. You've only been painting 45 minutes, so.
Yeah, from the start of it.
Maybe a little bit longer. But, yeah, that was very cool.
I think that a big part of making something look black is that like 50% of the volume should be black, basically. Like use your black paint. Sometimes people are, I don't know, maybe they heard someone give the advice it was like, don't use black in your painting, always have a color or something like that. No, it's like if you're trying to paint something it's supposed to be black on the painting, use your black. Like use your black
There's
paint.
a reason why there's that color.
Yeah. Don't be afraid of black. You just want to use it wisely. That's all.
Super awesome.
So we can sink it in like that, and then we can come back with a little bit of white. I'm going to use titanium white this time, and we can make even smaller highlights.
Okay, so reapply those highlights.
Yeah.
So on that, actually, I tend to do exactly that thing, right? I tend to, even if I'm painting pure black, like I'm painting something that's black, I will stick like a purple or a red or a green, depending on my effect, in there, even if it's super subtle. Like, are you telling me not to do that as well?
No, I mean, what I mean is that the shadows of a black object should be black, like really black. Yeah. It's the midtone and the highlights that have the color.
And a tip is if you add a bit of blue ink to your black, then that cold black will make it look even darker.
Yeah,
I usually do a little
I use
turquoise
gray ink. Turquoise ink works nice. Payne's gray ink works really well. That's my favorite, but I will switch it up sometimes. Prussian blue ink, yeah. Any blue ink mixed with black will make your black like that much deeper.
Yeah. I guess that's what I'm saying I do is like I don't use pure black. I add color to richen it, to deepen it, to
also a really flat ultramatte black will not look as dark as a
gray. Or like if
it pulls off gray,
like
they photograph so much gray.
That's why those ads for like the black 3.0 and like Moshu black and stuff like that, it's like those blacks are all like they're a cool concept, but the problem is that they're all like really, really matte and they don't look as black as that mixture of like blue ink with black paint. Yeah. It looks even blacker than that.
And I've heard if you touch it, like, it loses its matte, so all of a sudden it's the same as everything else. So
yeah, I mean it will look more black if there's no light on the surface. Right. Is like kind of what. So when I did that piece that I showed at the beginning of the stream with the black hole, it's only the black hole that was painted with the Moshu black. and it's because it's like in this cup where like it kind of prevents any light from most of the light from hitting it. And then all the rest of the black, you know, the background and everything else is not that. And I even experimented with it, like make sure that I was correct about it. And it was weird because I like painted one shadow with the Moshu black, or that they're basically all like carbon nanotubes in or just like molecular carbon ground really like fine. But it's like, yeah. So I even did like a shadow in another area that could receive a little bit of light, and it didn't look as dark as the other ones around it. I had to repaint it. So yeah, and those ads are kind of a lie. They use little camera tricks to make it look like things just disappear. It's kind of annoying.
Wait, you're saying advertisements aren't always truthful?
Yeah, yeah, I know, right?
Surprise, surprise.
It's always something. All right, so who's up next? Do you want to go, Anthony?
I can go next. I can go next.
Anthony?
I'm almost done with Gene with Phoenix. I mean, at the back at least. Oh, let's see if it works.
And we lost everything. Anthony is.
Hey, what the heck?
So Anthony, what is your team this year? Inquiring minds want to know, especially Scott.
My team is going to be Guardians of the Galaxy, actually. So I'm gonna go with a kind of cosmic theme. It's gonna be Guardians of the Galaxy with like Phoenix and Gladiator and stuff like that. So yeah. Let's see. Okay. So this is my Jean Grey. I'm trying a different camera setup. I don't know if it's working as well.
Yeah, it's out of focus. It's focusing on your palette right now.
On that nice yellow.
Okay. One second. So here, let me go. Sorry, let me go to manual
focus for technical stuffs.
Manual focus.
So wait, you're painting another Jean Grey. Is this for your?
I think Jean Grey is your favorite character, isn't it? You've got like a thing for Jean Grey.
Maybe.
We'll be like 10 years into this Adepticon Showdown, and Anthony's like, and this year I'm only doing Jean Grey.
It's like all the versions of Jean Grey on one team.
Yeah, maybe you'll get more Jean Greys.
Yeah, there you go. He could just do multiverse. Right. Like we could have the Spider Pig in multiverse. We could have Jean Grey in multiverse.
Yeah, so we could play all Wolverines and Deadpools.
That would be cool, but that would get boring after a while. You're like, I don't ever want to paint this model again. It'd be like, Dallas, how many times have you painted Spider-Man? Like 800?
Oh my gosh.
You're just like, I'm over it.
I painted Spider-Man so many times.
Okay, one sec. Dude. My camera died. I think I went to a dude ranch over the summer, and I got stuck in a hailstorm on a horse for hours. I think it totally messed my camera up. So I got a new camera, and now I'm trying to get it to work. and it doesn't want to work. Okay, why don't you come back to me? Why don't you go, Aaron? Okay. Let me figure out my camera.
Keep trying to figure that out, and we'll just pretend like that never happened. All right. Let's move that over. I'm not wearing shorts, so we don't want to go too far back towards the keyboard. Liz told me to put shorts on, but I just wasn't listening. Okay, so I have decided to play Sinister 6, or in my case, Sinister 10, and I've got a couple of the models built right now. Venom and Mysterio. It's Mysterio, right? Yeah. I'm getting all my names confused. Basically, I'm doing Sinister 6 because of this model right here. That's it. But when I did a test game with my boy Sliced Bread, I found out that the whole team is just quirky and super fun to play. So, it's funny. I have 10 models painted, and then I right after Adepticon, I'm playing with unpainted models again. So we got to get these painted up for our showdown. But yeah, super fun models. I think I got Sandman, Electro, that whole set. I've gone away from my not painting any of my models that I've done box art for, because some of them I have and they're super cool, and I'm like, screw it, I'll paint them again. And it doesn't take that long. So anyways, I got these cool guys. What is it? Sinister Syndicate, Dr. Octopus.
Yep.
He's super cool. I love this model. Yeah, so Anthony is doing, well, we didn't really say that. Is it okay if I say what army you're playing, Anthony?
My army?
He just did.
Oh, he
he,
did?
he just said.
Yeah,
Guardians of Galaxy.
Guardians of the
So
Galaxy.
I'm not listening to anything. So Anthony's doing Guardians, and he, like, in some random message that we were all messaging together, he goes, man, I wish we had some different bases, because I would like to have some sort of tech bases or sort of Necromunda looking bases or something. So I went and sculpted some. So we've got, this was the first one I did, and I think it came out pretty cool. But the details are a little bit small. So I changed it and made the details bigger. So I think that'll be easier to paint. You can do washes and stuff much easier on here. But anyways, this is sort of like a spaceport, or maybe in a spaceship, and there's lots of gas lines and stuff rolling around on the ground. I did several different versions. So we've got 65 millimeter, 50 millimeter, and 35 millimeter bases. And yeah, they'll be pretty cool. So having made those, it took way longer than I thought. So I'm going to use them too. Like Matt, if you want a set, I'll send you a set too. But I think
I was just waiting for you to stop talking so I could. Hey, so when are you gonna send me that?
When we were talking at Gen Con, it sounded like you already had an idea for basing. So I was like, oh, well, that's cool, But anyways, yeah, I'll send you a set, and there'll be extras and stuff, so you can just pick whatever you want. They're all magnetized, so the magnets are in the base, so they should be good to go. And it's pretty easy. Like, I convert these all the time, so you can actually, Dremel off stuff. It's just like a normal, it's just resin. So, but so I was thinking for this guy, for Venom, he's going to be like, he actually steps up perfectly on this ledge. Like, it fits perfectly like it was meant to be. I didn't do that on purpose. It just happened on accident. So I'm going to have him on there with some lighting coming up and all that good stuff. So yeah, so cool. So we'll all have like cool themed bases, and I gotta prime this stuff. So excuse my air compressor for a minute. But yeah, I went a little bit crazy. I have like 60 different versions of the 35 millimeter base. Like, it's just stupid. But everything's a little bit different and nifty. We'll do. Let's see here.
Look at this boy priming.
That's right. I come unprepared, Dallas.
I expect nothing less.
Yeah,
Nothing
these two
more?
consistent.
Yeah, you better believe it. Well, the way, I don't know why, like, life is just getting faster and faster. Like, I'm running out of time.
I know, it's weird how that happens.
It's called getting old.
Yeah, well, like how.
I know, but it's not supposed to be this fast. Like, I swear to God, we just got into January, and it's like, what, the 8th month? It is. That's crazy to me. All right. This is where we find out my airbrush is good and clogged. Even better.
Well, you can tell us all how you do with clogs then.
Yeah, no
You just
joke.
spray it through, man. You don't even worry about it.
Turn your pressure all the way up.
Yeah, so my PSI is always at 40, and it would be higher if I could get it higher, but
Okay,
yeah,
so
I have the same way, Aaron. Actually, it's crazy.
I snuck into a Lovejoy airbrush class years ago. I just kind of crashed it. Do you remember
I
that,
do
Aaron?
remember that at Kingdom Con.
And I like was watching Aaron spray, and I look over and I'm like, what is he doing? And I look at the gauge. He's got it like at 47, and I was like, what the hell? And then I went home and I put mine on 40.
And you never
And
looked
behold,
back.
man, oh man, never looked back.
So it's funny. It is like the OK Corral. Like it's like out of control at first, but you control it by how far back you pull on the trigger. So you're not like spraying like a banshee. You just light controlled sprays. But if you read the instructions for your airbrush, it actually says the higher your air pressure, the smaller the dots. So that being said, you get a much finer spray, and you don't have to clean up as much as the airbrush look at the end, or you don't have to clean it up at all. Because I mean, quite honestly, I'll airbrush, but a lot of times, the whole model gets covered again by paint. It's just sort of a guide. But I mean, obviously, if you're doing an army or something, you want to leave as much of the airbrushing as you can because you want to save time.
Yeah.
But yeah, and
it's funny.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say it's funny because when I'm painting terrain, I actually want the airbrush dots because I like the
texture.
I like the imperfections. Yeah.
And then I'd be that slob.
With a higher pressure, you can spray from further away and get that more general look. You don't have to worry about as much about things drying before it hits the model.
So the funny thing is I actually it was priming that got me to up my air pressure because I would have to go back in and like in the little nooks and crannies, I'd have to paintbrush that in, and I actually was I don't know if I was talking to Matthew Fontaine one day or somebody asked him on Facebook, but he was talking about how he gets the primer to go down in all the cracks and crevices like a rattle can, because you do a rattle can and it'll spray and it'll hit from underneath and everything, and he just said he raised his pressure, but he didn't spray like normal colors at that pressure, and I think I airbrushed so much and I was painting so many armies and stuff. Eventually I forgot to bring it back down to 25 or whatever it was, and then I just realized that I didn't have that, like it was okay, like the paint wasn't running everywhere, it wasn't spidering, it was just perfect, and I noticed that it was a lot less speckly, so or it wasn't speckly at all. So it was pretty awesome, and it actually clogs less, which is weird because you think it would clog more, but you just fire off those little the little Klingons on the end of your airbrush. You just shoot off. Sometimes they don't.
Studio. I can't hold this thing the right way. Okay, we'll just rocking and rolling.
There's the part where he got impatient, just decided to just.
I'm blow drying it. All right, I'll do one of these. Oh, of course, this is the one that I didn't clean the nubs off. Oh well. I blame Anthony for distracting me.
When you say nubs, I like to distract. So thanks for doing that.
The little print supports.
There, Aaron.
It's all good.
We used to call them little Hershey's Kisses.
Yeah.
Yep. Nibs.
remember one of the first models I got from a company that was 3D printed, came with all the supports on it, and they were like, have you ever worked with 3D prints before? And I was so nervous. I was just like, oh yeah, of course. I didn't know what I was doing. And it had like 1.5 million supports all over this model. And like, I did not know how to get them off, and I was terrified of wrecking the model. So I clipped each one of them off one by one.
No, really.
Which I don't do. Like, you don't have to do that, but I didn't know. It took forever. I was like, I don't think this is a viable alternative to like a regular thing, you know? Like, but now it's like no problem.
So I worked at a factory once, and the shift manager was just like, "Do you know how to drive a forklift?" And I just said,
Sure.
"Yes."
Yeah, you always say yes.
You know, they get paid like $3 more an hour than I was getting paid. So I was like, "Yes, I do."
Did you figure it out?
Hell yeah, I did.
Nice.
Dallas wanted a pay raise, Anthony.
That's
It's more fun driving that thing around like a bat out of hell too.
Oh yeah.
Remember in the
It's way
office when
more
Michael
fun.
Scott started driving the forklift around and like wrecked the entire shipping and receiving area? He's like, all right, clean that up.
Those things are no joke, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll mess you up.
Yeah.
Like I've seen guys get their arms caught in the forks. That's not pretty.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Jeez.
That's a bad day any day you look at it.
Yeah, some of the jobs I've had, like, I'm surprised I saw way less of that than one would expect.
Yeah.
I've had a few of those jobs myself.
Yeah.
Factory jobs are no joke.
What's the worst painting injury you've had?
Painting injury? I wrecked my back for a long time.
That's like a really bad injury. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the truth. That's real. That's why I'm standing up right now instead of sitting down.
So were there symptoms, just for other people? Were there symptoms like with your back, or did you find out your back was wrecked and like, like your arm just went numb or something like?
Well, what it is the painting crouch where you like kind of crouch forward,
Hunchback of Notre Dame,
everything.
Yeah.
I would do that, and I have my feet up at the same time, and like basically the whole weight of your upper body is on a single vertebra because the rib cage doesn't flex,
Right.
so all of that weight is just on one vertebra, and ended up like those bones sort of ground together, and one wore away, and that bone material deposits on the other bone as a bone spur.
Nice.
Right. So basically, yeah, I had the first vertebra of my lower back had a little notch out of it, and the the last vertebra of my rib cage, the thoracic vertebra, had a bone spur on it. Yeah. And it was like, my choice was change my behavior or start taking painkillers, because like if you have pain every day, it's a different beast than having pain every once in a while.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
It really like wrecks your whole like attitude basically about life.
Destroyed, yeah.
Yeah. And I decided to change my behavior rather than like take painkillers.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Which I think is a better thing. But now I'm pain standing up, and my back is straight, and I have no pain, and yeah, I can paint for as long as I want, and I'm just as stable. So
That's cool.
Well, it's kind of important too. That's your job.
well, yeah, that was the other thing. There's a lot of like anxiety when it's like you have an injury that could basically steal your work.
Yeah. So
I stand up at work. I stand up at the office, and then, but in the evenings like this, I sit down because I do it all day at work. I mean, I
sure.
don't paint at work,
Yeah.
but so I switched to that standing desk at the office because it's just way better. But then at home, I want to relax and sit down.
Totally. Well, I think that, like, you know, for one thing, like if you have pain from painting, it's something that people might consider. I mean, everybody's problems are going to be different, so I can't really give people advice. But
Matthew is not a certified physician.
no, right? But it is something that people can consider. And like, because it like we want to be comfortable with painting, but people can have jobs and stuff where they're using the kind of the same muscles or the same sort of thing. Maybe they're sitting down all day at their job and then they come home and they're sitting down to paint, And if they, switch that up to standing to paint, they might actually have better comfort.
And even just switching like every 20 minutes or so, like even while you're painting, like shifting your weight, moving, that always helps too, right?
Yeah, definitely.
I'm trying to learn to stand while I sleep, but this hasn't been working out. All my pain is worse in the morning, so I'm like, okay, I guess I just can't sleep. That's
Oh, that's rough, man.
that's how we're gonna roll. But yeah, that was just more for like, what people like. I had a friend who hurt his back and it made his feet numb, like instantly, and like that. But his back didn't hurt, so he didn't know it was his back. Like it was very strange. It's weird how your back works like that. So, like pain isn't always a symptom, or pain in a different area could be saying that it's your back. I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I didn't have that. Well, I would get numbness, but like it always came with pain as well because I think that I had a lot of inflammation from that bone spur.
I get numbness too, and it's funny because you're like, I'm numb and it hurts like crazy, and like it doesn't make any sense, right? Like no, either you're numb or it hurts, but numbing can hurt. It's super dumb. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I really hurt my shoulder this well, I redid the roof of my house.
Oh, you did it! You did do it.
Yeah. So I put a new metal roof. Me and Ellie did it, just the two of us. We put a new metal roof on my house and garage, and just like getting all those shingles up, I had been jamming my shoulder, and basically my shoulder kind of went out afterwards, and was making my hand numb. Like especially when I would wake up in the morning, my hand would be numb, or I actually would wake up a couple times at night and with a numb hand, and then when the feeling came back to it, it hurt really bad. It's kind of crazy, but thankfully it's going away. Yeah, I'll have to show you if you're interested, Anthony. I can show you pictures of the roof.
Yeah, that's just some serious jobs. That's some serious work, man.
Yeah. Well, I'm never gonna have to do that again. I learned how to be a roofer, and now I don't have to be a roofer ever again.
That's cool. Yeah.
Mad respect to all of the roofers out there.
Man, I did roofing for one summer whenever I was right after high school, and never again.
Yeah.
Those guys are gnarly.
But I enjoyed like learning how to do it. The metal roof is really fascinating. It was kind of fascinating to learn how to do, and of course you want to do it right because
it's your house, and
it's your house. Yeah. And you can save a ton of money. I just like to learn how to do new things and nail it the first time. And there's a lot of satisfaction to that.
All right. Let's see. Let's go this first. Let's do the Dan Osborne, not thinning your paints at all technique.
Yeah, always thick your paints.
You guys know Dan Osborne? He paints a lot of Titans and stuff. Awesome guy. Well, you better know him, Matt. You want to go to Nova next year. But
yeah, I'm actually gonna see him. We're doing this like little convention down in Portland in October.
I'll see him in like a week, so I'll put in a good word for you too. I think he already said your name the last time I talked to him. So yeah.
No, I've talked to him. Yeah.
But he blew my mind last year at Nova. I've never taken an airbrush class. Like I learned everything on my own. And so I was like, well, I got some extra time. I'm going to take his. And he just started putting the paint right in the pot. Like he didn't mix it or anything. And I was like, oh, maybe I missed how he thinned his paint, because I want to see how he does it. And he's like, what are you talking about? I just stick it in there. I was like, what?
In the airbrush? In the airbrush?
That's straight out of the bottle.
In what?
So
yeah, not even airbrush paint?
No, it's not thinned or anything. It's just paint. So and at 40 psi, it's friggin' rocking.
At 40 psi, that paint has no choice.
Yeah. But believe me, there's certain Monument paints that will not go through the airbrush. Like some of my paints are a little bit older, and as they sit, they thicken a little bit, or at least certain colors do. So I've found that not all of mine work. But I'll tell you, this new amp paint from Monument Colors and Atomic Mass Games, it goes right through, like no problem.
Hell yeah, it does.
And the coverage is super rad too. Like I love it. It's so much easier, and not having to mix it is pretty cool. But usually I'll put like a drop or two of water in or thinner in there just to get it going. All right, spray this out. So from my extensive research of Venom, he's blue-black always. So, but I do want to test and see if I can spray a little bit of gray and then maybe blue on top of that. So this is the Slate Cool Gray from the Monument set. Friggin' awesome. You have cool gray, so that's like bluish gray, right? And then you have green gray, and you have like all these subtle like neutral colors that have like a tint to a certain color. I love it.
Yeah, all those amp paints are all like colors like so Brendan does, Brendan does a lot of our studio painting as well.
No, I've never heard of him. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, he's freaking awesome.
Yeah, he's great. And so all those amp paints are like Brendan and I bullshitting about like, oh, like what, dude, like, have you tried mixing this color and this color together? Or like, oh, I was painting clones the other day, and like what I really discovered was a good shadow is this color. And so it's like I put a little purple in the white, and I maybe throw in a little, khaki, right? To like, do. And so like I have all these like little bottles that I've been mixing, and he's got all of these little bottles I've been mixing, and we share the recipes for consistency over the past couple, over the years. Yeah. And so finally it was just like, well, the Monument thing came up, and Jason was like, well, how long would it take for you to get some colors? And I was like, wait, we got like 5 minutes? I could just send it. Like I can just send you the colors right there. So there's just kind of like colors that, we always find ourselves reaching for while working with Monument paints that just weren't, just didn't exist in the line yet. So hopefully people find them interesting. If you don't, you don't. That's cool.
No, they're more than interesting. They're delicious. And I know a lot of like your the recipes were from other brands that don't exist anymore. So as someone on the outside looking in, trying to match those, it's like, okay, it's this color, but I can't get that color anymore, and I don't even know what color that color was. Like, So it's kind of nice. I think you solved a lot of that just with that set, and they're just cool colors to use on anything. So
Yeah, a lot of colors are just you know they're good for certain things, and like being able to find inspiration in those, and you know you know how do you achieve an effect with your new color, right?
right. I don't know what I did with my dinner thing. Oh, here it is. So this blue is probably too thick. I don't really like mixing in my cup, but it does work on a pinch.
Usually, mix in a separate
Yeah, I mix in salsa
container.
cups. So these.
Salsa cups.
So, and the reason for that is like, so if you're just doing one model, who cares if it clogs? Like, it's not that big of a deal. But if you're like motoring through a bunch of models, and I just don't want it, I don't like if I mix in my cup, it clogs more often than not. So I just. Also, the longer
Yeah.
you paint, you'll actually pull off the partially dried paint on the sides of the cup, and it will go down and clog your airbrush like permanently. So until you clean it all out.
And Lovejoy just clogs an airbrush and throws it in trash and just gets a new one.
That is not true. I have a Liz. She cleans my airbrush for me. That sounds really chauvinistic, but she actually really, really loves it. So it's
Okay.
Or that's
makes
what
it
she
sound
tells
even
you.
more chauvinistic, but it's not. I swear to God, she like salivates over the opportunity to clean an airbrush. She actually cleaned airbrushes for beers at ReaperCon one year. People would bring their airbrushes super dirty. The dirtier it was, the more beers she'd get. So, yeah, she almost died that weekend, but no, it wasn't that bad. But yeah, she loves it.
Liz, come visit. I got some airbrushes.
I think Hank has like 30 of them for their uh, terrain team or
Yeah,
whatever.
he's got.
He's got
Yeah, he's got
he's got a
tons.
barrel full of like airbrushes soaking in isopropyl alcohol. Like it's just insane. And I was like, oh my gosh, Liz would have a field day over here. So he's like, oh yeah, next time she's coming.
That's funny.
We'll tell you with the higher PSI it is. It's just really nice to be able to hit like some really opaque colors, but there's just no speckling.
Yeah.
This makes life a lot easier. It makes lazy Aaron even lazier. That works.
Like it's not being lazy. It's learning how to be more efficient.
Yeah. I always rob Peter to pay Paul. So like whatever time I save on one thing, it's usually doubled in another thing. But I feel like I get a better result. So
Well, that's why I try to tell people about you want to be an efficient painter because the faster you can paint, especially near the beginning, the more you can just take that paint you were going to take that time and go put it into like polishing and making it refined and
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. Like remember the days? I know you remember this because you were in Golden Demons back when I was. But like it was people would brag about the fact that they had like 50 or 100 coats for their base coat just to put red on a model, and they hadn't even started shading or highlighting. It was just the base coat, and it's like that's ridiculous. That would take so long.
Don't brag about how long you took on a model. That's one of the things I've learned. It's like no one is impressed that it took you longer to do something, in my opinion.
Yeah, I was in that crowd. I once painted a Space Marine helmet. It took me 7 hours just to paint the helmet, and it looked like crap at the end. So, and I used to go around like just to show I didn't know what I was doing, but it's like people would ask like, oh, how do you paint like this? And well, it took me 7 hours to do this one helmet. That's the dedication you got to put into it. And I look back at that. I never finished the model. It was ridiculous, and it looked horrible. Like it wasn't even good. And so now I look back at it as a learning experience of like, you can spend 7 of the wrong hours.
That's right there. That quote right there. It's you can spend 7 of the wrong hours, right?
And then Jeremy Bonamont comes out, paints a model on the plane flight over. It took him 8 hours and he got gold in the category. Like it was 8 better hours,
Yeah. It's like when I do streams and I paint, like an hour, a miniature in 1 hour or an hour and a half, and it's just better time spent. It's like, even my competition pieces, when people ask me how long I spent, I refuse to tell them.
Right.
Like I don't want you to know how, because it's less than you want it to be. It's less than you want it to be.
Trade secret. Well, also it can kind of like some people look at it as it devalues your work, and it's not. That's not the case at all.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to do. It's hard to do that. It's like painting, like we do live streams, and I paint a miniature in an hour and a half, and like it's a lot of work and knowledge to be able to do that. It's not. That's hard.
Yeah.
That's why I tell people when they ask me how long it take you to paint that, I'm like, it took me 30 years to paint that.
Took me 30 years, baby.
It took me 30 years. That's how long I've been painting. So
one of my favorite ones I tell people, Matt, when people come up and go, what's it take to become a professional like studio painter? We paint all day. I'm like, well, first sit down and gain 30 pounds. Let me tell you.
What does it take? Are you like a little bit mad?
Incredible amount of stupidity and
Yeah. Could you stop painting if you wanted to? If you tried? If so, then don't do it.
Yeah.
It's no joke, man. People think that like being a studio painter is like it's just fun and games. But it's
Oh man, it's hard.
It's a job.
It's a hard job.
Work hard. I like try to describe to them. It's like, well, if you're a studio painter, everybody else in the process can like be late, but you can't be late, because if you're late, the product goes out late, because it's got to go. So the sculptor could be late, the concept artist could be late, and you've got to make up all that time. And you also have to be on target too, because you don't want to like be the,
product goes out and then everybody on the forums or wherever they're at now on for social media basically being like, oh, that paint job is terrible or something like that.
It's funny, I paint for myself, right? The old adage, right? The old army paint adage, faces and bases, right? You gotta get a good face with it. And you don't paint the boots, right? On army, you just kind of like, it's brown and maybe throw a wash on it. Hey, we're done with the boots. But like on the studio miniatures, like, you're painting Jean Grey here, right? And I gotta paint that left foot just as good as the face, because somebody's been waiting for Jean Grey. They're gonna be laying in bed.
Anthony,
definitely not me.
they have a foot.
No,
Yeah,
you're waiting for
definitely
the
not
next one,
Anthony.
though.
They're gonna be laying in bed with the soft glow of their cell phone at 3 a.m. and zooming in on every square inch of that miniature, dreaming about the time they get to paint. So any like little imperfection is just is just gonna be,
ruin their life.
you're just gonna see it.
All right, Aaron, I'm ready to swap over whenever you are.
Okay, here we go. We're switching to Anthony, Master of the Universe. Hey, that's a much better
He's
angle.
Good. Okay, cool. So yeah, since then I just started this miniature on the stream as well too. So I did that kind of my the inking stage that I like to do. And I want her. She has like this fire glow from the back, so that's why I have this Terminator like Matt was talking about here on both sides. Here, right, to get that that's a secondary light reflection kind of look. So I go testing out my colors on the back. So this is her in the back, and I think painting fire light is pretty tricky because depending on the surface, the light, the warm light, does change the colors a bit, but change the colors differently. Whereas on the yellow, it makes it almost like a white because it's a reflective, like it's kind of reflective here. But on the green, it's more of like a yellow green. So and the hair is just it's kind of the hair is also pretty reflective, so it reflects that yellow light. So that's kind of what I'm going for. So I was practicing that. So I'm gonna now apply that to the front here, and here I have. Generally with Phoenix, I wanted to have a kind of make her face a little darker because Phoenix is a little bit, she's super powerful and a little bit otherworldly. So I'm gonna have a really strong shadow on her face, almost like kind of like the Weapon X I did prior. So her face is in the shadow actually and lit laterally on both sides. So you guys see that? Okay.
Yeah.
Be
a little bit closer, but
you gotta get a little tighter if you really want to see the face. But yeah.
Let's see. Is that better?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely better. Yeah.
And then just stay right there.
Yeah.
That's the only problem with getting tighter. It is what it is.
I know. I need to find a better setup for my camera. It's not quite right yet. Maybe I need to switch my chair too. But okay. All right. So now I'm going to start. They're not quite. It's not quite like a wash, but it is kind of a dilute paint because I want to. I want to maintain some of the value work, the black and white value work that I've done. What I like to do is after the stitch, I like to start with the lights, just so I can make sure I kind of maintain that where I place my lights. So I am going to start applying this brighter green to these areas here. They're going to receive the most light.
Oh, your head's in the way, Anthony.
Head's in the way? Okay, I have to go.
You
have to go back
beautiful
now.
hair, man.
Oh, thank you, Aaron.
Just wanted to put that out there.
Is it focusing? There we go. Okay. Let me know if my hair gets in the way again.
I would go for
I feel like painting
look, man.
on camera is also a pain in the butt, but okay. So just applying some of the bright colors here on the light reflection, as well as the kind of the general main light source here and here, and the sides over here. And the sides over here as well. And there's actually a lot of seams I need to go back and cover with some putty.
Oh, Anthony.
Which is also very important for competition painting. Make sure you don't have any seams and mold lines. Dallas has a very good eye for that kind of stuff. And here, when I paint, I like to still like you can go over some of the black that you put on, but and you can, because when you go over the black with color, it actually reduces some of the saturation on it, which might be good, and then you can go back and add more saturation color to it if you want. And just go back and forth. Let's see here. And for these, I think I've been kind of inspired by Matt to try to get the minis painted relatively quickly, but with good impact still, you know? So I'm gonna try that with this team. And as I mentioned before, it's gonna be the Guardians of the Galaxy with some other cosmic folks mixed in. And I'm pretty stoked for some of those releases that are becoming for some of the more cosmic stuff.
Which ones?
Well, I'm hoping to get Adam Warlock on my team, and Adam, like, I grew up like reading the original Infinity Wars comics, and he was really featured really prominently in those, you know. And yeah, just really super stoked to paint him. How about you, Dallas? What are your favorites of the upcoming releases?
I don't know what's releasing.
I
don't know the release schedule.
Well, it was released at Adepticon.
Yeah, I don't watch that.
He lives it.
Dallas is so far ahead. He's like probably.
I'm so lost. I'm always so lost when people will come up to me like, "Oh my God, Adam Warlock." I'm like, "Did we show that?" Like, oh.
I did that
I
3
love
years
Adam
ago.
Warlock.
Yeah,
I used to kind of try to keep track of like the stuff I painted, but then there's no rhyme or reason how it releases, so I just stopped worrying about it.
Oh man, Brendan. So Brendan and I, we always talk about like there, you know, when we're BSing, we get in arguments. Like he'll be like, I'll be like, man, who painted that Scarlet Witch? And he's like, you did. I'm like, no, I didn't. He's like, yeah, you painted the Scarlet Witch for the box. I'm like, no, I didn't. I don't paint boxes. He's like, yeah, but you painted that one. And I was like, oh, I think I remember that. I did paint that.
Is it just because there's just so much going on?
Well, you're just working on so many projects, right? Like, it's me. I'm just, yeah, in one, out one. And me, I don't have the best memory. Like, you know, because I paint like 2 Scarlet Witches for myself or one on stream. And then, yeah, I paint one for the box. And like, I don't remember that one was for the box. And you'd think I would remember because I paint so few for the studio. I'd be like, oh yeah, finally a studio measure, but like no, it just kind of mixes in with the stream paints or the ones I do for myself.
Mm. So let's see. Now I'm going for the yellow, and her yellow is actually pretty interesting. So the yellow, the reflection on yellow often don't go all the way to black. So, and it's more of like a kind of like a brownish color. So I'm gonna
Yeah, I
go over.
found like ochre or
Yeah, ochre brownish color.
yeah.
So I'm gonna go over the black that I had before with some of with a bit of a brownish color with some ochre midtones, and because her yellow part of the costume is pretty shiny, it's going to reflect. It's going to be pretty reflective, so you want to keep that contrast pretty high. And it'll reflect almost like almost a white. So I'm gonna reach for that bismuth light yellow.
Yeah.
So you did your sketch
Yeah.
with the black shadow, but now you're covering that black shadow with brown because it's for yellow. Is that
Yeah, I actually didn't really I didn't put too much black on the yellow parts. Well, no, actually, I lied because I forgot her legs were actually supposed to be. Her legs are actually yellow too,
no? But it's like
but usually
sometimes when I'm sketching something in, like I don't worry so much about the color because I know that I can change it. Like it's just a guide, right? And you kind of
yeah,
I don't know.
that's true. But if you're just trying to be like efficient and stuff and whatever, then I don't know.
Super sexy painter, dude. I get it.
But I mean, this is something like I'm teaching like Eli, my son, how to paint, and so I just have to remember and remind myself to tell him too that like, painting is iterative, and don't expect to just have a linear progress all the way straight through, you may have to change some things. It's okay.
That suit is popping though, man. Fucking awesome.
Oh, good. Yeah, I do like that comic style where the inking stays pretty dark and black. I really like it, and being able to translate that into a figure, I think is pretty sweet.
Or sometimes giving it that feel without actually doing that thing, like that can be a challenge too sometimes. Like it's
Which
got to
one?
feel like I went to black, but I didn't go to black, type of thing.
Yeah, I think it just depends. I mean, black is an interesting topic. Like we were talking about before, like some people might be like, I don't use blacks. I mix my own chromatic blacks, and that's fine too. But sometimes you want like a desaturated black as well too, a desaturated black to kind of because it goes with the vibe. So it's just different. Yeah, blacks can be a device, not divisive, but a polarizing topic at times.
Well, it's funny. It's like you say, well, don't use black, but like I know for a fact the Reaper. What was it? I forget. It was they had a really good black. And talking with Ann Forster, I'm like, it just covers so well, and she's like, well, that's all the brown in it. It gives it good coverage, and it's like a true artist black. It's made with blue and brown.
Yeah, blue and brown.
So if you're
Oh, is it
if
really?
you're like mixing, but I mean it's black. Like it just is what it is. So
Yeah, like the Procreal, I mix a little bit of the brown transparent and a little turquoise
right.
ink into that Procreal black, and man, you get the black is just rich.
Which one again? Can you say what, Dallas?
Well, I mean, I use Procreal paints, but
Yeah, Proclo. What with what?
I just mix a brown transparent, a little turquoise ink
Okay.
into like the satin black, and you just get the blah, 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 black.
It's just that blue. Those blue tones just drive the color so deep. It's so deep.
I think it's important for people to know if you're trying to get that really deep black, you have to use transparent brown and transparent blue.
Yeah.
You want to use like another opaque, like an opaque brown or something, because it won't turn out, it won't deepen it. It has to be
Good
transparent.
reminder. Inks, baby, inks.
Artists, their tube paints. What are they called, Dallas? They're not tube paints. Oh, expert artist acrylics. That black and brown make a really, black and blue make a really deep black, like instantly.
Oh, I haven't tried that yet.
Yeah, and then mixing other colors like purple and green make the most fantastic gray. Like I haven't figured out what project I want to use it on yet, because it's a very peculiar like green, and depending on how much purple or how much green you put in, it sort of shifts one way or the other, and then you just a little bit of titanium white, and it's just like friggin' amazing color.
Oh, spit that again. Spit that.
It's an amazing color. I only say it once, Dallas.
No. What's the recipe? Payne's Gray?
No. Dioxidine.
Purple.
What's the D purple?
Dioxine purple and like
sap green, or you could even use the darker green. What's the darker green that they have? It's sap green. No.
Shoot. Sap green is like a darker olive green.
Yeah, sap green. Green is the darker green. But you could also use
and dioxin.
Yeah, and the dioxin purple, and then just start adding white to it, and it's like I think it would be a really good like vampire skin or something like, just like different.
Well, I actually have sap green out on my palette because I was using that for my Jean Grey. Right. So let's put this dioxin purple out.
This is where I find out those were the wrong colors.
We're like, what is this color, man? Dioxin purple. I have the white out because I use that white for everything now. Oh, look at that.
Was I right? Because those two colors are they're pretty much close to complementing each other. It turns gray. Like if it complements, it turns gray when you mix it.
If two colors are exactly opposite on the color wheel, they make gray. If they're slightly off, they'll turn brown. If they're exactly opposite, they turn gray, which is awesome.
I think that there's some really interesting uses to this, definitely.
Yeah. And then what's cool is you can like maybe for like highlights in the area, you go more towards the green, so more green and white, and for more shadows, you go more towards the purple. But then you can also do your purple shadow, which would be more purple, but then white and the green, and it's just like I don't know. I think it's a good color.
I just threw a little yellow in there too, just to see what it does, because the yellow is right next to it. And it makes it's a really nice color as well.
Yeah, so it's just
Fun.
kind of fun. Like, I don't know. That's been awesome because, well, Matt, you use the artist acrylics all the time, and so, and I'm just like, I'm not buying another line of paint. But Jason sent me those, and I was like, oh, cool. I can channel my inner Matt, and
Yeah, I haven't tried them yet.
I mean, they're basically just artist acrylics. You know, like
They're just artist acrylics,
like
yeah.
they're
Yeah.
certain colors are very very see through because of the way the pigment is, and it's I mean, you know.
Are they matte or are they more
All the whole gamut? I would say they're more satin, but then there's some that are more see through, and they're all labeled, so you know if they're. At least I think they're labeled. It tells you what the whatchamacallit, what pigments is used.
Oh yeah, that's always nice.
So the purple is flat matte. Titanium white is flat matte too. I know some of them are not matte though. I don't know. All 4 of these bottles are matte, but they don't feel very matte.
Yeah, like I said, I've been mixing a little touch of the gloss varnish in mine anyways.
Yeah.
well? Well, I think my Jean Grey is done, or mostly done.
And
Just need a more refining, but generally she's
just
there.
like that, Anthony beats us all. But to be fair, he probably painted this 2 other versions of this earlier this week, and he already knew what he was going to do. And
I know my Jean.
if you're not cheating, you're not
My
trying,
Jeansies.
right?
He has studied Jean Grey very thoroughly.
I mean, she's not. I mean, she's. She is.
She's a special lady. She's special.
You know, she's a nice. She's a very nice gal. You know?
Well, we'll have to stick another one on the schedule just for Anthony.
Yeah.
I was really hoping to do a double with Dallas, though. Well, are you painting the Unleashed version, Dallas? No?
I'm painting it all at the same time. I'm painting the fires. I'm doing both the fires. I'm doing regular Jean, doing Phoenix Unleashed. I'm almost done with everything.
I do want to paint that Phoenix Unleashed model at some point. That thing is awesome.
Well, I was saying, like, when I was putting her together, I was like, this is not gonna work, and then it worked. I was like, what the heck? This is awesome. It's the engineering feat is very impressive on that model.
Man, we've been pushing to become, we want to become
Self-aware.
known for like really good engineered miniatures, and like it's we always push to strive to be better than we were before, and we have an engineering team that's super dedicated to what they do and are constantly pushing the boundaries and looking for new techniques and paths in how we engineer stuff. So
yeah, I can tell, man. Just what you guys are able to do with the complexity of the figures is pretty impressive. I mean, Phoenix is super complex, so.
Yeah, I've been really happy with them.
Yeah, they're cool.
Yeah, I mean, we are, I get asked all the time about like Star-Lord's head or, Nebula's head or things like that. And I'm always happy to answer those kind of questions, right? Because like I can answer them. Like there's a reason all those heads are cut like that. But there's also, we're trying to find ways to get around that as well. It's never our first shot our first answer is cut it in half. It's like, okay, well, how can we not cut this in half? But sometimes it's inevitable. It's got to be cut in half, kids.
The head?
Yeah.
Nebula's head?
Yeah.
Well, I guess I'll find out when I build her.
Yeah, like my team has some really old models and then some much newer models, and I can tell the evolution of your guys's just in how you cut apart a model now compared to some of the older ones.
Yeah. It's like it's just like with painting, right? You're a painter,
Right.
you want to get better. You're a sculptor, you want to get better. You're an engineer, we push to be better.
And also maybe the companies that make them have gotten new machines, or like there's all different things in motion.
Oh, yeah. There's so many moving parts to making a miniature. It's not just cut and dry, right? You have so much happening on the back end that people can't even, you can't, right? It's like until you do it, and you're just like, holy cow! Like, how many people does it take to build a miniature? The answer is a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot more people going into it than that, right?
No, we were hoping,
than a lot of people think.
Hoping for an exact count there, but that's okay.
I couldn't even give you an exact count. It's so many. We have our partners. We have our partners in our teams at Asmodee that we work with. We have external, it's a lot.
Thanks again for hooking me up with that guy at Gen Con. I know we've been trying for like 2 years now, but it was Steve, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What guy?
It was a guy who was trying to hire me to do a commission, and we finally got together at Gen Con.
Oh, nice.
That miniature's daunting, man. That thing's huge.
What are you doing?
It's like this sort of geisha girl or something, or maybe not a geisha. I don't know. She's got a dragon. So it's like a 75 millimeter figure standing in front of like a 200 millimeter like backdrop that has another 200 millimeter dragon on top. Like, it's just huge. It just keeps going.
Is it like a garage kit or something?
No, it was a shoot. It's like Picasso or Hair Models or something. It's a really cool model, but
Okay.
very, very large. I mean, I was looking at it, I'm like, this is like painting 3 or 4 models, not just one.
I'm always trying to help anybody who's looking for a painter to find the right painter for their project or the painter that they're looking for, right?
I was flattered because it wasn't just you who was trying to contact me about him. Like, he went through guys at GW and they called me, and I'm like, do you know Chris Kaler? And he's like, yeah, I talked to him about you too. And so I had the guys messaging me like, hey, have you read your emails? Like, dude, I'm drowning over here. Like, give me a minute. But it was also good to know that he was not in a hurry. So that's it's a little stress off the whole thing.
So Dallas, do you know what the story is with this robot that Black Swan is tearing apart? And like maybe what color it should be.
I'm trying
Or
to
does it-
remember.
Isn't that an Ultron?
I'm trying to remember what we used.
I think in the box art it's like just grayish.
Is it an
It's a silver with like blue glow because the blue like looked really good against her. But it's not anything necessarily like that doesn't necessarily happen in the comics kind of thing, right?
Oh, okay, cool. So I can just kind of
Yeah, do whatever you
She
want.
just
It was
eats those robots.
it was a way to show the power of Swan.
yeah, she's just ripping it apart.
What's her power?
She shoots beams out of her eyes. I know that.
She's got laser eyes. She's like mega strong. Like she's like kind of the powerhouse of the Black Order, right? She's just a super badass.
Yo, even more than
Doesn't
Black.
she fight Captain Marvel? Is that right? I thought I saw pictures of that.
She fights Captain Marvel, yeah.
Yeah, you got to be strong for that.
Hmm. It's cool.
Oh, sometimes you just look at something and it's just like it's tabletop and it's good enough.
Good enough. Yeah, that's a
Yeah, I
special
hear ya.
skill to be able to be like, I can just walk away from this.
I think I might have some sparking like ends to these arms, and kind of glowing, sort of. Fluorescent orange or something.
So Anthony, I think you painted right through Dallas's time, but Dallas doesn't have another camera, so.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
I
Yeah, I wasn't sure. You didn't have a camera, so were you gonna? Was there something you wanted to talk about?
No.
Yeah, I think we're about 3 hours right now, but we can paint.
I'm surprised because somehow I lost track of time, but I've been enjoying painting, so I guess that's all that really matters.
Yep.
I'll post what I was painting in the Facebooks.
Rock and roll.
Because like y'all said, I don't really have a camera right now.
Secretly, Dallas forgot how to paint like in the middle of the con or something. And
It's true.
it's like one of those really weird situations where you're like, what do I do? Dude, that little AMG model, your robot, is so stinking cool. like I was ready to throw everything else away and just do that. But I guess I could.
How do you come about?
Oh, we lost Dallas.
When AMG was established, Schick and I had to fly out to the Asmodee headquarters, right? And we're sitting on the plane together, and we're trying to come up with names for the studio because the studio didn't have a name at the time, obviously. And we were coming up with names, and when Atomic Mass Games kind of came out, and kind of like because the philosophy, right, of we want to make games that are fun. We want to harken back to that like cool, fun, cosmic, pop, just fun stuff, right? And I was like, oh, we need a little mascot. And she was like, yeah, we need a little mascot. It'd be fun to have a little mascot, something that. So I started just drawing, and I have I have 3, 4, 5 pages of like rough doodles of what he would look like, what the little mascot would look like.
Yeah.
And there's versions of the little robot that's like he's square and like that
Mhm.
little clamper claws, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
trying to think like that, those fun toys from the 50s and from my childhood, like just goofy little robots. But there was this one that was like sort of like a rough shape of what you see on him. And we turned it over to graphic design to flush it out and make it an actual icon. And
Yeah.
then we decided, well, we need to turn it into a real character. So we did a couple of concepts, and I worked with a concept artist and kind of took what graphic design did and kind of went back to the original like doodles, and we just had him concepted, and then we've been using him ever since. So we got art with him that we you see him like painting on with a paintbrush for
Yeah.
paintings. And then we decided we just need a little miniature because we make miniatures, right? Why not have a little Adam? His name is Adam, Atom.
Yeah.
Why not
I
have a
like
little
that.
Adam?
I love that.
All from a random little sketch on an airplane.
Your sketch, man. That's so funny. It's really cool.
Yeah, he definitely has that
Super
feel.
sweet.
It feels like an old. There was that one movie about the robot shoot.
Iron Giant.
No, the little yellow robot.
Oh.
Was it or something? I don't know. Anyways, reminds me of that. Definitely 50s style.
Yeah, we just wanted something that like was just fun, right? Just had some fun to it. Just we're not a dark, edgy game studio. We want to do fun. We want to make games that are fun. We want miniatures that are fun to build, fun to paint, games that are fun to play with them. Like that's always the forefront. Like how do we make it more fun? So I mean, look at our colors. Our colors are yellow and teal, like magenta splashes. We use the black as an accent background to push those colors forward, but you know we really like bright colors and be fun and welcoming to the hobby.
Yeah.
Everyone's invited to the party at AMG.
Well, maybe one day in the next 10 years you'll succeed.
Right. And back to the conversation. We just keep pushing and growing, right? The painting competition is not about this year. It's about next year.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Well, it's 2:30 in the
Stop that
morning.
time.
I think this one's almost done too. It's kind of hard to whenever you have something that's really white and on a white background, it doesn't look quite right. But I think that it's actually really coming together. So
It's
You're right,
looking real good.
switch to your camera, Matt.
sure.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that skin color is like electric.
I think she looks cool, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, I have to work a little bit more on the robot and stuff. But yeah, I'm really happy with it. So
It was fun. Really fun, guys.
Very cool.
We'll have to do this again sometime. Maybe next month.
We should start a show.
Yeah, some sort of Adepticon Showdown. How does that sound?
I'm going to talk to Ross next week about the plan of showing off what I'm working on. So.
Oh, that sounds cool.
Oh.
Very nice.
I'm sure everybody who's wants to see that.
Hey, Anthony.
I might do some terrain as well again.
Cool.
Yeah, for sure. That made it so much better. Like it was like just everything worked.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Can't wait, man.
Great, Anthony. That color scheme is popping. I want
Yeah.
my Dr. Octopus to look just like your Jean Grey.
My Jean. You can have my extra Jean Grey head, and you can have a wig.
The recipe. I'm just kidding.
There you go. She's
very cool.
She's done. Dunsies.
Right on.
Most right.
Very cool.
All right, let's see yours, Aaron. Let's see your Venom.
I already showed it. That's what I'm looking. It's coming along.
Oh, dude. That's
Getting
pretty
that
awesome.
bluish. Now I'm sort of glazing it back to get a little bit darker. But I'm going to have like really, really vibrant magenta coming up the front side of this model because there's strategically placed lights right there. Or they're just metal domes. They could be either or. But so I made a lot of things on these bases that could be a light. It could be just a piece of metal. Like it could be whatever you want it to be, right? Like even these little latches could be lights if you really wanted them to be. So anyways, it leaves a lot open to add stuff maybe to the model. So I think having like a big old thing of magenta on the side of this model will be pretty cool.
Yeah, it'd be sweet. I mean, your bases are so cool, man. Excited to
I'm excited.
Pop my stuff
I'm like, yeah, I think I did a pretty okay job on them.
Pretty okay.
They're fun.
I guess you can do some sculpting once in a while.
Every once in a while. I do that when I'm supposed to be painting, so it's a bad combination, but it is what it.
Well, I appreciate.
It is what it is.
I won't tell Tony.
Don't tell Scott either. Although for Shadows of Brimstone, they actually have me sculpt bases, so I guess it is part of my job for them. But no. I'm just promoting MCP this way, So it's kind of like working for you, but not. having fun.
It's the secret, Aaron.
Having fun for Marvel.
You're always working for us.
Yep. Good times. All right. Well, why don't we cut it off? It's 12:11, and I'm sure some of us want to go to bed, like me. It's still
right, guys.
Like, what, 5 o'clock where you are, Dallas? So
Oh yeah, basically I got the rest of the night.
Yeah,
so
you're ready to go.
It's video game time for me.
What you playing?
Oh, Night Rain.
Cool. Well, Night Rain. Haven't gotten into that one yet.
All righty.
All right. Good
We'll
job.
see you guys later. It's fun.
We'll see you next month. We'll put together a what's it called? A schedule, because I think that worked pretty well last time.
Yeah.
If possible, we might have to change because there's 4 of us, and sometimes life changes things. But we'll try to get it scheduled for every month. Moving.
Yeah, sounds
forward.
good.
Cool beans. All right, guys.
Cool.
Well,
all right.
See y'all.
Good night.
Thank you all for sticking along the stream with us, and yeah, I think Scott already went to bed, so
He's 1 hour ahead of us.
Dave's still here, I think.
Thanks everybody who joined us, and I hope you enjoyed that stream. And yeah, maybe we'll see you again next time.
Cool. Alrighty. See you later. Bye.
Bye.